Perfect start to a 420 podcast.
Hello, everybody. Excuse me. Welcome to I have COVID. I'm not doing drugs, okay? Capiche? Welcome to Doom Thugs Monthly, live April 2023. And the cat's out of the bag. It's 420, okay? I don't smoke weed, but we're having a good time here today. And I'm sweating because I was just coughing. And you know what they say? Cough to get off.
That's right.
So I'll see what happens when you cough while smoking CBD. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. Usually if I'm coughing and I'm smoking THC, that means I'm about to have a very bad time and a panic attack. But let's get to it. Let's stop fucking around because we got a lot to talk about because we're having a good time hanging out as friends. Let's bring in the crew. Sorry we're late, but it's 420. What do you want from us, okay? We're allowed to be late on 420, Hitler's birthday. Let's bring in the crew. First of all, please welcome probably the best realtor in the Delaware / Pennsylvania region you could ever even dream of. And if you disagree with me, you're a piece of shit. My friend, Mr. Realtor, Adam.
Hello. Michael, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Saw you earlier today.
I did. This is a second time seeing you in one day.
And I love it.
It's good. It's good.
It's almost too much.
It's, some might argue that, but I'm going to say it's just enough at this point. We'll see how the rest of the night goes.
I got time.
And of course, next to him in the green chair, green shoes,
Pea green,
green drugs of weed is the day of today. Miss BK,
Hello.
the queen of trios, Brittany Coke herself.
What is up?
How you doing?
Great. I've got beer.
Yes.
I've got potatoes and romesco, which we'll talk about.
We're gonna get into it. Hold your horses.
I just love
Capiche?
this food.
And please, if you could limit that rocking. It's very loud.
I'm so sorry. I'm crisscross applesauce and I can't help it.
No, I get it. It's our fault for putting you in a rocking chair. What do you expect? It's a rocker. You're going to want to rock.
Why not?
I've never done it before. I don't know why I'm doing it now.
Well, we had a great day and this was a great episode. Thanks for tuning in. We got our episode in. We're going to go back to hanging out without you people watching us. Just kidding, of course. So let me paint a picture of what got us to today. Earlier this month in the group chat, I had an idea. I want to cook for the group, right? And I was like, I don't want to decide what to cook, so I'm gonna create a little game. I took 5 of my cookbooks and I put them in a stack, and I went to the group message. Warren's not here, by the way. We should have Warren is still a member of the show. He is sick. He called in sick. Warren, if you're watching,
we wish you well.
We wish you well. We wish you the best. We love you. Get well soon. And I gotta take a second because the chat's getting active.
Hell yeah.
Who's here?
I'm gonna say I don't know if you want your real name out there, but Magna Omega from our Twitch is checking in. A dear friend of mine who I used to know and miss greatly. Thank you for checking in. Hello, he says. Okay. So I go to the group chat and I'm like, all right, here's a stack of cookbooks. Pick a number between 1 and 5 to pick the cookbook, and then a page number to coincide with it. Bang. We did it. And then everyone got involved. Everyone here got a recipe. I photocopied them in my HP Envy 4500. Okay, not a big deal. I could print pictures, and I mailed them all out.
Came in the mail. I opened my mail and I was like, I recognized your handwriting right away, and I was like, he wasn't kidding. He mailed this shit.
I had mail for BK, and I got so excited, and I was like, what could this possibly be?
But halfway through, to the episode, I realized my recipe kind of sucks and I don't want to do it. I got a, it wasn't bad. It would be good to eat, but it wasn't fun. It was just like roasted vegetables and salmon with tahini and quinoa. It's like, this is a healthy lunch. This isn't a fun hanging out with my friends
a
on
potluck
420 ass
dinner.
dinner. Adam had sardine and lemon pizza.
Sardine and lemon pizza,
which I was excited to try. Honestly,
I looked at it.
He fucked us.
It's my bad. I'm sorry. I looked at the recipe when it came in. I was like, I can make this, no problem at all.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Costa was like, I don't want to smell lemon and anchovy pizza. Walk out the door when you go to the show. And she was like, and you know what? Tammy doesn't want to probably smell it either.
Yeah,
so make it another time. And I was like, all right, cool.
As someone who's been pregnant before, I totally stand by that.
Fair.
Very fair.
Lemon and anchovy pizza. I would never be able to dream up such a thing.
No.
Guys, can we get like a little tin of anchovy or sardine? What's the difference? I don't know.
They're just a different little fish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should just pop some.
I would love to.
I'll
I would
make
love
the
to.
pizza. I'm just
Make the pizza.
I'm going to.
I've only ever seen anchovies on pizza in Ninja Turtles, okay?
Yeah.
And it's always the joke in
Little
a
line.
TV show,
Yeah.
like, get any topping besides anchovies.
Or like they prank order a pizza to
Yeah.
somebody's house and they're like, put anchovies and
extra,
black olives.
Did you order the pizza with extra anchovy? What? Adam didn't make that.
I did not.
Warren got another good one. He got breadsticks. He's not here. BK got the best one of the bunch.
By
I think.
far.
What did you get, BK? Tell us what you got.
I got their roasted smashed potatoes with a romesco topping. And if you don't know what romesco is, it's like roasted red peppers with a little garlic, little red wine vinegar, some roasted hazelnuts, and some, I think, crushed red pepper for a little spice. And it turned
Outstanding.
out great.
I never had romesco. I never heard of it.
Me either.
I saw roasted potatoes and I was like, that's easy money. I'll eat roasted potatoes.
Yeah.
Then there's this sauce. What is it? It looks great. The pictures are going to be online. And then the taste is like nothing I've ever had before. And it sucked. You fucked up. No, I'm just kidding. It was so fucking good.
It's very good.
I'm eating it right now. It's
Yeah,
right
it's
next
right
to me.
there.
It's
And I can't-
table side.
Let's show the
Show the romesco at least. We all know what a roasted potato looks like, but
folks. Yo, Jim DeSanto's in the chat. What's up, Jim?
don't spill it all over the floor. I'll be pissed. I'll eat it off the floor.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's really good. It's
I almost spilled that on the carpet like a fucking hilarious stoner move. Just because it's 420 doesn't mean I'm high. Brian Costello in the chat. Com majors are checking in. Timmy and I were just on an episode of Com Majors talking about Superbad. Is Superbad not one of the best?
I watched that.
Did you?
I did.
You watched that episode?
Well, at least the super bad part.
That's cute. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I saw that there was super bad was going to be on there, and I was like, I got to see what they're saying.
Superbad rocks. I
It's,
love.
it's actually my favorite movie.
It's-
Number one.
Number
Is it really?
one.
I think so. Yeah. It's something I can watch over and over and over again,
Throw
and
that
it's still
on
funny.
any time of day.
Yeah.
And I'll be laughing.
It had such an impact on me when I first watched it because I was so young.
Mhm.
I saw it in theaters, and I was like, they're saying some fucking crazy shit. Like I was like so young, and I was like,
Right.
this is insane. Hilarious.
Yeah, I saw it came out in like 07 or whatever.
6 or 7.
And I saw it in theaters too. And it was like, I graduated in 05. So it's like, these kids, this is a movie
My
about,
people.
this
I was
is
like
me.
15. Yeah.
Right, I was like, I have a flip phone. I drive a Plymouth Sundance,
Uh-huh.
a similar shitty car. I am very smart and go to Dartmouth or whatever.
I wrote a paper about that movie
Did you?
and when I went to college for a little bit. Yeah. I don't remember exactly what it was about, but I remember picking Superbad as like my topic.
That's sick. Did
Yeah.
you get an A plus?
I think I got an A. Yeah.
That's what's up.
It was late. I turned it in super late, but
And you were like, I'm sorry.
I was watching Superbad.
I wrote a paper about the band Against Me, and I got a C. You know a guy named Jimmy? You look just like his brother. You
look
do?
just like his brother.
You do. So the potatoes were cooked, but that's not all we ate. We just didn't eat potatoes because I decided to change the monthly challenge that we now do, a cooking thing, midway through the month without telling anybody to a, because we're all on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
We're all slaves to the gram.
Mhm.
And you know, my algorithm is full of Instagram chef, You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Same.
Instagram recipes. They look so easy.
Mhm.
They're just like, da-da-da-da-da-da. It's like you just, okay, I could do that. So Tammy, pregnant, told me she wanted this one. And as we all know, you do whatever pregnant women say.
Every time.
100%.
Every fucking time.
Mhm.
And so I made, oh shit, I should get the name, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
But I
to
made,
plug 'em.
I made mini, help me out here.
Like a lobster roll.
rolls.
Mini lobster roll sliders. Capiche?
Yeah. And I like the way you presented it too.
What do you mean?
I mean, instead of like, most sliders, like you cut something in half and put something in the middle. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
chose to actually hollow out the center of it and place it in there with the sauce on top, which in my opinion, and am I a food expert? Yeah, I fucking am.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
decided.
yeah, you
I
are.
am. I am a food expert.
Folks, he is.
Yeah, I
I was.
fucking am.
It made for a much better chew. Like
Mhm.
the way you would bite it, it was so much better.
Nothing falls out at the
Yeah.
back
Yes.
of it. It's
Yeah.
like,
yes, it makes for a perfect.
did you choose
chew.
to do that, or was
No,
that recipe?
I fully followed
You followed the recipe?
the O'Neill's way. The O'Neill's way. He makes a ton of seafood based dishes that all look so fucking good.
Mhm.
Now, here's what I'll say. And I'd had no problem doing this, but he's a smart businessman. He makes the videos, right?
Mhm.
Dukes.
And then some people put the video and put the entire recipe in the description. No, you have to go to his website
He puts a link or something.
and you
Okay.
can
Buy his book.
buy the individual recipe.
Did you have
Yeah.
to buy this?
I bought it.
Was it $1?
It was $25.
No, seriously, what
I
was
was
it?
like, are you
it was $5.
fucking kidding?
was
Was
$5,
it? No.
which I had no problem spending.
It's a research question.
No problem this dude's fucking grinding out here doing his thing. You know
That's
what I mean?
a great way to
I
make
support
money. I'm
a
sorry.
fucking
That's
family. You know
yeah.
what I mean? A family business. A small
Absolutely.
business, $5, no problem. $5
Mhm.
is nothing to me.
Yeah.
So anyway, I bought that, and then I wanted to follow it as closely as possible.
Fuck yeah, you bought it.
So I got everything except one spice. Okay. The spice, Delalo's garlic and cheese. So I'm fucking
That's why it tasted like shit.
fuck
I'm
off.
just kidding.
I'm looking everywhere. And it's okay. So this particular spice is only a part of a 4-spice bread dipping pack. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I see it's at it's not at I Instacarted everything from Wegmans. They had everything but this one spice.
Mhm.
And it was like, they said Acme has it. So I was like, okay. So I went to Acme. They didn't have it. And then I start searching on the app and it's like, Acme doesn't have it. Luckily, I was with Tam and she found it's also in a second 4-spice pack called the pizza pack. And 2 Acme's in the area have it. None of the ones in town. One out in Delaware
We're in Delaware.
on 202,
Okay.
all the way down.
Yep.
After the IHOP. I didn't think anything was past Grotto.
Yeah.
There's an Acme.
You just fall off.
Yeah.
by the Hollywood Grill. We
By the-
reviewed that place.
The dead Hollywood Grill. May
Yeah.
she rest in peace.
I applied to be a waitress there once.
Didn't get it.
Didn't know.
Didn't
That's
get a call back.
Did
That's
not get
why
a call.
they failed. No.
And that's why you failed.
I'm glad they're closed.
Mike and I
fuck them.
reviewed it.
Fuck your family. No, it was good. It was good.
It was good.
They had good bread. That's all I remember. It was expensive as shit.
It was
too.
very expensive.
You know what? Fuck you.
Yeah. We took the black car there.
Yeah. But anyway,
You found the spice at this.
we were
Acme?
there like, we fucking run in half an hour before closing, running around. It's not in the spice aisle. It's not in the international aisle. I go on the app. It says it's in aisle 9. I go down to aisle 9. I'm looking around like, this is dairy. I'm fucked.
Jeez,
The
baby.
whole night's ruined. My friends are going to hate me. I'm not going to be able to make this dish. And then Tammy comes strolling behind me because, she's pregnant. She can't sprint through an Acme like a psycho. So she walks at a normal pace. And then she gets up to me and then she sees on a wing of an end cap on aisle 9 up top, Boboli,
Mm,
bread, sauce. Oh, it's a pizza
pepperoni.
end cap. Oh my God. Bottom right. There it is. The Holy Grail.
Amazing.
Half off. Oh my God, I got it in my hands.
How rewarding did
and
that
I'm
feel?
home. It felt great. I was like, Tabby, you did it. I picked up her hand and I raised it like she won a boxing
Yeah,
match.
like,
And she was
yeah.
like, we gotta
And no!
we gotta get out of here. So I had 2 loose lemons, this spice, and a body wash. We were in Delaware, so we had to carry it all out because we didn't
Yeah,
bring a
yeah,
bag
bag.
with
You
us.
put your shirt out like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. But I felt I felt great. And you know what? Because I don't know. It just felt right. Like I'm doing this IG recipe. I got to do it. to a
Exactly
T.
the way it
I'm the
is.
same
yeah.
way. I had to
To a
order one
T.
of my spices on Amazon.
Did you?
Sweet paprika. I've never heard of
Oh,
sweet
yeah.
paprika.
I
And I
know
couldn't-
why. Smoky.
Yeah,
yeah,
sweet,
spicy
yeah.
even.
Yeah.
I've seen spicy paprika,
Sweet
but
paprika.
sweet paprika, I had to order it on Amazon.
That was
And
worth it.
I'll give my recipe is a thumbs up. Your recipe is a definite thumbs up.
I thought your recipe was really good too, and the
Thank you.
sauce that you made for it,
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Really, really good. The sauce.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. 420. But yeah, the book is called A Chef's Way, right?
That the potatoes were in, right?
No, it's called The Chef You Want to Be. A Chef's Way. Chef You Want to Be.
Did you make that up?
Yes, completely. Jim is right. Grocery store victories are few and far between, and I got one.
A great one.
And it was either that one or media, and I was like, I'm loyal to Delaware. I would go to the Delaware one, even though it's all the way down to 202, and it's late, and I'm tired, and I have to, and I'm pushed setting up all this stuff until the last minute, as usual, like I do with everything in my life. If you saw what our nursery looked like right now, 1 month out from having a kid, you'll be like, "What are you doing?" And I'll be like, "I'll get to it."
He's not gonna sleep in there for the first
That's
3 months at
everybody
least,
keeps saying.
anyway.
Yeah. So you'll see the pictures. We had our meal, and it was a huge 6. Adam brought food from home.
Yes, I was again originally slated to make anchovy and lemon pie, which
As
I
we
absolutely can and will. But I ended up bringing cottage pie, which is shepherd's pie
Mhm,
with beef instead of lamb.
mhm,
I smoked pork ribs on hickory last night.
mhm.
And right before I walked out the door, my also pregnant and beautiful wife had just baked off some macaroni and cheese. So
Hey.
I brought some,
Hey,
comfort favorites.
If you listen to this, April,
She does.
which you don't. Oh, she does.
She does. Yeah, April listens.
Love you, April. Outstanding stuff.
Now he loves you.
Love mac and cheese.
They were good.
A+. Thank you, April. Thank you, Wyatt.
I know why it helped.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Mr. Helpington?
Mr. Helpington
That's right.
absolutely
He's
helped.
always in that kitchen.
Oh, it's so we got these. I saw these at the market. I went to the super fresh.
The super fresh.
You got my
the
time machine.
What
and-
was the super fresh when I was 10 years old? Because they have a beer store there and they sell these Asahi Super Dry Big Boys, which I like. But I also saw right in front of me Rita's, which if you're watching this, Rita's has some shit free in the app today, right?
Fuck, and I forgot to get
That
it.
looked good as hell too.
Coffee, like frozen coffee drinks.
If anyone's
Really?
watching and
Mhm.
wants to run to Rita's, grab 3 of those and bring them here.
You have to have the app. It's free.
Get on the app, get 1 free, buy 2 other ones, and then
Hot
buy
coffee?
yourself one.
Ice, like
Ice.
frozen.
It
It's like a
looked-
frozen coffee drink.
Really good. But I
Mhm.
went to okay, so anyway, I'm going to drink this mango Rita's beer. When I worked at Baines Deli in the Grand Rome Mall with Adam, I would regularly put down a large mango misto.
Okay.
I would drink those every day when I worked at the Assisi house.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
man.
Every time you bring it, here's the thing. Sorry to interrupt, but I always forget that you work there until you bring it up.
Yeah,
Like,
I worked
literally,
there for
that's like-
5 years.
My brain won't allow me to remember that you actually worked there.
Yes, I was a caretaker.
Yes, you were.
I was.
Oh, sorry. Baines Deli, Mike would sprint off to Rita's for a.
Pound a mango misto.
They're so freaking good.
Yeah, they were. Have you had one recently?
Actually, no.
I don't know if I might just be too old, but I had one the other day. It's very, very, very sweet.
Really?
Which Rita's did you go to? Aston?
babe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. it's
Rita's
right
in
there.
Aston. It was hopping as usual. It was a warm day. I was wearing probably the shortest shorts I owned. People were upset, but I had to get my wife water ice.
You got great legs, though.
Thank you. Because we play so much tennis. Okay, if you can see Adam's face right now, he
It's like
looks
a
like
burlap
a fucking
sack.
an old catcher's mitt. It's been out in the sun. I didn't get that effect. I'm also sitting here in darkness, but we played tennis today.
Yeah, we played the last 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
Is what we've played, and I hope that number keeps getting bigger. I love it.
we've been getting blessed with Wednesdays and Thursdays
Thursdays that
with
are just
good weather.
perfect.
Sun out, tank top on, getting color and getting exercise at the same time.
Yeah, we playing full sun, and
Mhm.
up until this afternoon, full fucking wind.
Yeah,
Mike and I have played in like these conditions where if you've ever played tennis or played any type of sport in outside and wind, like you'll smash a ball and it'll just levitate, into another world.
like float in the air.
So today was the first day we played ever, actually, where it wasn't like a bunch of significant wind. But let me tell you something. I look forward to it every week.
It's so fun.
There's an area, if you have to use the restroom, there's a place to use the
There's a
restroom.
Porta John.
Yep. We, bring a
Where do you go?
There's a porta potty
Linwood.
right at Linwood.
Right
yeah.
in Linwood. babe.
Hughes Avenue.
Yes. Rocco Gaspari, or not Memorial, he's alive, right? What's it really called?
Rocco Gaspari Senior
No,
Park.
what's it really called?
Oh, Polson's Field.
Polson's Field.
Polson's Field.
Polson's Field.
Yeah, and that's where I played when I was in high school. I played on the team in high school, so we, play there every week, and it's always just Mike and I. We have the whole thing to ourselves. We watch everybody run the red light.
The stop
And-
sign.
Yeah, excuse me, stop sign. Excuse me, and we play for a couple hours, and it's just always super fun.
I wish I was
Mhm.
good at sports. I'm not.
You were not an athlete ever?
I played sports.
Like in
I
high
wouldn't call
school?
myself an athlete. Yeah.
What did you play?
Well, in middle school, I played softball. In high school, middle school, I played field hockey and softball. I was the
Mm.
captain of my field hockey team.
Oh, you're not an athlete, but you're the captain?
I got voted captain because I was cool. It didn't matter
'Cause
how
everyone
good you
felt
were.
bad.
Leadership,
Oh, 'cause-
leadership.
Yeah, because
And then high school, I played lacrosse.
LAX, lax.
Every
babe.
team I was on, terrible. Never won. We won. I mean, we definitely won sometimes, but like we weren't good.
Yeah.
But I
that's
made
one
a
of those.
goal once in lacrosse.
That's cool.
It was cool. I felt cool.
My sister scored 40 in a season. She was a monster.
Wow,
Jesus.
Yeah, she was. I wish I was.
that's really good.
Yeah, she was a beast. But
We get some fresh air. We get to see the locals. It's
The
today,
locals.
today we went earlier than usual. We usually go about 1 o'clock, and there's a local that parks their car at Polson's Field, breaks out the beach chair, sits next to the car, gets some sun right there in the parking lot.
Every
That
day.
is so funny.
Yeah,
every day, every time we go.
it's great. Get those rays, get away from the family. I bet. Like I'm gonna need some personal time.
Yeah,
okay?
we speculate it's like maybe she comes on lunch break or something like that,
Mhm.
just to be alone.
Yeah. I mean,
She's got a whole beach chair and everything.
Yeah.
The one that sits like this far off the ground.
Yeah.
Like it's for the beach.
Yes.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it's not for
level,
setting your ass
level
on-
to the ground.
It's got 19,
Yeah,
different.
Click,
Yeah,
click,
Yeah,
click.
the arms go forward and then you're all
Uh-huh.
set there.
I gotta figure out some exercise to do to strengthen my middle back, because as like 10 minutes into whenever we play, I get middle back soreness that fucking hampers me.
But I
That-
feel like if you keep playing tennis, it'll go
That's
away,
the thing.
right?
I just
Yeah.
gotta keep
Keep doing
consistently
it.
playing, because obviously I'm working out muscles that I don't work out in the gym, which I go crazy in. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. I just got to keep doing it.
And
And
we
then,
we play like we play at like
Mhm.
full speed, like
For
you
us.
ready to go. I mean,
Yeah.
for us,
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's fun.
I love it.
It's so fun.
I was texting Mike last night. I was like, I'm so excited for tomorrow,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
You guys are gonna look like Greek gods. In no
Yeah, I
time.
saw my picture, myself in the mirror, and I was like, because I get kind of bummed in the winter. I mean, I bring this up for many, many years on Doom Thugs now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No matter what I do, no matter what I try, and God damn it, I'm going to do better this year. In the winter, I just like my happiness does this, and my
Mhm.
body does this.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what I
I feel like
do.
that's pretty common though.
Yeah.
Like same
yeah.
with me.
Seasonal affective disorder.
yeah.
And we were out playing the last couple weeks, and this I got back this afternoon and got a shower, and I was standing in front of the mirror looking at myself, and I was like, I got this fucking tan. It's the middle of May. I'm gonna look like a catcher's mitt in a month.
Yeah.
I just like it's such great speed. Like even
It's
riding
wild how much tan has like an effect on my attitude.
sun, just
No,
sun.
seriously.
Period.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I love it.
I gotta work hard for a tan though.
Me too.
Like really hard.
girl.
Yeah.
Do you burn?
I burn
Easily?
first, absolutely. Hmm.
Right. I don't
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough where I'm not like because my mother's ginger, God bless her. So I
Yeah.
got half of that in me.
Hmm.
Mom's Kennedy for me. So,
So
yeah, I
it's
get it.
like at least I'm not a full ginger where I'll just fucking fry bright red.
Like that pinky
Yeah.
red,
and
like
then turn back to pale white.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen to me. Like I burn, but then it turns into my base tan, and then
You work
you
from
build on that. But
there.
if I don't keep tanning and tanning like week after week, it fades so fast.
instantly, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not fair. Did you ever do the fake tanner? Did you
Mhm.
ever have a fuck up?
Yeah.
I did it. I did it for a while because I got some. And well, I had a lotion that had light tanner in it, but if you didn't wash your hands as soon as you used it, I'd be at work.
It
and
would
I'd be
stain
like,
you?
between my fingers would be orange. I'd be
Mhm.
like, fuck.
Yeah.
But one
I-
time I had a spray bottle, and if
like spray tan.
if I did it super lightly, it'd be fine.
Mhm.
But one time for Halloween, I was wearing a tank top. I went as a pro wrestler basically,
Uh-huh.
and I had to be tan as hell. So I fucking like this close my whole body while Tammy was asleep, and she woke up and it's like, "What the fuck did you do?" And so she filled me out, and for the night it was like cool.
And one.
But when I tell you I was orange the next day, like
Oh,
a fucking
no.
orange fruit. It was so bad. I had to go to work. I tried to cover like my entire body and like wear a hood so no one could
Oh
see.
my god.
But
I tried to do a self tanner like that for right before my wedding.
Uh-huh.
And I got like the most reputable one. It's like a foam type, and I got like the applicator
gloves.
mitt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I just did one pass, and then you wait as long as you wait, and then you shower it off, and then it left a tiny tint, but I was too afraid to. I wanted more, but I was too afraid to like. I'd rather be pale than like look like a fucking idiot on my
your
wedding day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's tough.
I had
'cause
a
that,
slight glow.
that white will set it off.
Oh,
the
yeah.
White and orange. And then
I did it like rub
it'll
off
be
on.
yeah.
Oh no.
For my baby shower, which you guys were at,
Uh-huh.
I wanted it to be tan, obviously, because I respect my guests. I'm not going to go pale. So, but I hadn't been tanning in a while. So I waited till the last minute, and I was able to get so I went to the booth once, 5 minutes, just a warm up, right? Then I went again, 7 minutes. And then I was like, okay, I'm a couple days out, and I got 2 sessions in, and I'm okay. I'm going to go lay down bed full time because I want to
Which is what, like 15?
it's like 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I do it, and I lay down, and because I'm usually in the stand, but I was in the lay down,
Hmm.
and I was in there full time, and I didn't get out to look at my phone or anything. I stayed in, but I stayed in just laying, right, flat on my back. I get home, whatever, and then I start getting undressed to get in the shower, and Tammy's like, whoa. And I was like, yeah, I know, I do look good. And she was like, no, not that. She's like, you are burnt. And I was like, what? And then I turn around, she's like, well, your side's not burnt, but your fucking back and front are burnt. And I had like
a white strip up
white
the side.
strip up my side.
Oh my
And then I
god.
fucking like pulled my pants down, and my ass was red like ketchup. Like
I was just gonna ask you, do you go in naked?
naked
butt?
Oh, you're
I didn't
you're
know,
Mr.
like,
Naked?
you don't cover your wee wee?
No, and
It doesn't get, like,
it doesn't
sensitive?
burn for some
No?
reason. The penis skin, I guess, is tougher, so it
Yeah.
doesn't
I mean, I
burn.
always went in naked too, because why wouldn't you? Like,
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
only place I'm ever going to be able to tan naked unless I go to some nude beach, and I'm
not gonna do
probably
that.
still not
Really
gonna do that.
comfortable.
Yeah.
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 So I
And
just
nude
didn't.
beach, I don't even think you take your bottoms off, do you?
You don't? I
I
think you do. I think you walk around.
You call it a
wieners
nude
out.
beach. I'm gonna go there naked.
Yeah.
Well, dudes have to be nude. I don't know. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, you do.
Let's check them out. But yeah, that sucked. That hurt. but I'm fine now.
It turns into tan.
Yeah.
I'll take a sunburn because I know it's going to turn into a
Right.
tan.
And folks, I'll deal with the consequences later. I'm very vigilant in checking for new moles, and I'll get it checked out by a doctor. Okay.
I want a nice, healthy base layer. When I saw myself today, my like, even driving over here for the show, windows down, music loud,
Mhm.
arm out the window. This is as high as I button up from here on
Absolutely.
out,
And
baby.
you're glowing.
It's summer.
This guy knows what he's talking
So
about.
by Memorial Day, I will look like that fucking chest of drawers over there.
That's the dream.
I will be there.
Yeah. I want to look like fucking like Hulk Hogan hot dog 1987
Yes.
tan. Like just uncomfortable. Like when I walk in a room, people are mad at me for being so tan.
I look so white, actually. I'm looking at myself right now on the camera, on the screen, and I look so fucking white. It's
Well,
embarrassing.
shut up. What's everyone's
It's fun for a novelty.
this?
If you didn't put the actual logo on there, I wouldn't know what it was.
right.
It's not super mango.
It's not, yeah, it's not super mango-y.
But it's we support Rita's, right?
It doesn't
Absolutely.
taste bad. I'll drink
the
them all day.
Neshaminy Creek, right?
Yeah.
They're a friend of the
It's
show.
very good.
There's some Neshaminy Creek Falcon Club over there.
It definitely tastes good. It's more like creamsicle than it is mango.
Blonde ale. What does that mean? It's definitely not a pale IPA.
No.
Because I can fucking drink it and not go like this.
It has no hops to it.
No, it's not hoppy.
I heard they recently added more hops.
No, it's
Easy
good.
drinking, baby.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah, and
Yeah.
it is tasty. I'll say that, but it just doesn't taste super like mango, like I expected it to.
No.
Same.
But like bring it like hey, I'm opening the pool. It's the first pool party of the season. You're invited over.
Oh, I'm not unhappy it's anywhere.
Bring a sixer of this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Rita's beer. Oh, we're having fun at the pool. You can slam these. You're having
it does
a good
its job
day.
in that
You're
department.
having a good day.
Speaking of local play, and you Rita's,
Let's
it's a chain,
go.
obviously,
Yes.
but when I see this logo,
I
I
mean-
think of Friends, and I think of Aston, I think of so on and so forth.
You think of water ice, it's the
Yeah.
Think of the
Philadelphia
Philly area, yeah.
People don't know what it is. I like every podcast I listen to is basically from California or New York or California. A lot of people are not
Yeah,
from
like
Philadelphia.
California for me too.
And then
yeah.
when they're like, I want to try water ice. And it's like, what the fuck? You don't know what the water ice is, bitch?
So Wyatt's swimming lessons are in Aston at the aforementioned shopping bag.
Yes.
Very close to Wolf's Superior Sandwiches,
Aha.
who we have talked about in the past, and you should definitely check out. Wolf's-
Recently reopened after a fire.
Yes, and delicious. We've been there 2 times recently. But on the way back Tuesday night, we're cruising through my hometown of Linwood, Pennsylvania. Shout out Linwood, Pennsylvania. And it's not the Dairy King anymore. We're glad Mike's away from the microphone while I'm bringing this up. And Richardson's was open. I was like, I don't think I haven't been there since it's been Richardson's.
Me either.
And I'm like, I went by, I said to April, like I was like 4 years old. I was like, the ice cream place is open. Like as I'm driving by,
Stop, please.
we get ice cream. Then I passed the family meat market, got sad. But at any rate, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go check out Richardson's, I think. I'm going to give it a shot. It's a local place. The other one's off of 420, I think.
There's more than one.
There is more than one.
Okay.
There's 2 as far as I'm aware. The other one is if you're, heading off of exit 9 of 95 North. I know very, very specific, but towards Prospect Park,
Okay.
there's 2 Richardsons. And you know what? I'm like, I'm going to check it out. I was always a Dairy King guy. I grew up on Ward Street. That's where the Dairy King owners lived.
Mhm.
They didn't sell it in distress. They sold it in retirement.
Yeah.
So I have no problem. And when Richardson's bought it, they made it safer in terms of like where you sit. Like they put the concrete pilings so that no one
Mhm.
could accidentally run you over.
Yes. thank
And
God.
they also added another seating area. And I was like, okay. They, repaved everything, and they weren't a disruptance. If they were a disruptor to Linwood, my father would have fucking told me 2 seconds after they opened their doors
Uh-huh.
that this was the case. So I saw they were open. I was like, yeah, it's time for some ice cream. We're getting close to Memorial Day and stuff like that. I'm going to swing by there in the black car and get some ice cream. So I'm going to check out Richardson's in Linwood.
Do they have ice cream in a baseball hat?
They I don't know.
That's
That was
That's
always
what I
a-
used to get all the time at
Same,
Dairy King.
same. Oh, I had every single
Absolutely.
one of those hats.
Yeah.
I hated when they were out of one of those.
Yeah.
Real quick before I forget, because I will forget.
Wait, you went there?
No, I'm going to go there.
Oh, you didn't go?
No,
April said no.
No, we were driving. Yeah, no, oh God, no. We were driving home. She had just got out of the pool with Wyatt, and it was time for his bath. And no, I'm going to go. But where I did go is fishing with Uncle Joe, my Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe, a regular character on the show.
A regular character. Uncle Joe he called me Friday. He's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And I said, I told him what I was doing. And he's like, there's a striper tournament tomorrow. I'm like, what time? He goes, I want to leave early. I said, what's early? And he's like, 6 a.m. And I said, oh, okay. So I went to April and I was like, hey, if you ever hear me say this, please take it extremely seriously. If I look you in the eye and say, this is important to me, that's like my very soft bulldozer moving through the conversation. Like, you're just gonna let me do this.
Like, you have to say yes.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah. I'll bust that out very, 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 very minimal times. So April's like, all right, cool. So I had made something early in the week for lunch. I just threw it in the cooler. I'll eat this cold. I had a water jug, blah, 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 blah. So fast forward to the next morning. It was like 5:15 in the morning. I'm driving out to Tinicum, which is in the Delaware County area, to go to my uncle's boat slip to meet him there. And it's 5:50. So I'm going to be there at 6. He calls me at 5:58 and he goes, did you forget where you're going? And I was like, no. He goes, where are you at? I said, I'll be there at 5:58. So technically I'm ahead of schedule, Uncle Joe.
You said 6.
Early.
I said, I'm early, Uncle Joe. And he went, okay. So I parked, and of course he's holding court with everybody with their boats on trailers. So I hop in his truck. The only reason that he told me to go there is because the place that he's at doesn't have enough parking, so he's going to drive us there. So we get there, and I'm walking out onto the docks, and I couldn't believe how low the planes were. Like, Mike and I played tennis today, and it got to the point where, like, we're like mid conversation in between points. And it's like we were at the freaking airport. Was it not?
If you're not from here, and like the planes,
it's fucking ridiculous.
We're like right next to the Philadelphia International Airport. The planes like buzz Linwood to get to the airport. It's
yeah,
and they were coming in like a big Southwest jet was like coming in turning,
sideways.
Like, this is pretty cool.
So I had my phone out because I was taking a picture of something that had like some phrase I enjoyed, like "don't count the days, make the days count" or something like that. I like that.
I saw that pic.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this fucking plane. BK, it's like where my hand is over your head. Like, I couldn't believe how low the planes were. And Uncle Joe's like, yeah, sometimes we'll just hang out here. So we hopped on his boat, and it's 6:15 in the morning, and he is full throttle in his 24-foot Grady White. They just put new motors on. And like, it's 6:15 in the morning. I'm with my uncle, who I love dearly. Like, we are like this, he and I. Me and Uncle Joe are like this. And it's just full throttle, and we're like bang, 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 bang through the waves underneath the Commodore Barry Bridge, and to see the sunrise.
That's cool.
Yeah, like behind you, because that's sun rises in the east, falls in the west, and like just watch it coming over, and it was just so cool. And he looks to the left, and Uncle Joe likes to stand. He's a short guy. He stands on like a little stool, and we hit these waves that were so crazy that his stool bent like this, like all 4 legs
like
went
he's
out.
On a stool, and it just
He's standing on it. It was like boom, and the legs went out. He's like, oh man, I gotta lose weight. Except his voice is like 10 times deeper than mine. His voice is super deep, and he's like, oh man, I gotta lose some weight. So we get there, and we just fish. I love hanging with Uncle Joe. Like, he is like the chillest human being on planet Earth. There's never an argument. There's never a fight. There's never any stress whatsoever. He is a total gangster. He will stay out all day. The only time I got a little pissy, he caught a huge fish. I put it up. It's not on my Instagram, but I put it on my Instagram story. I put it on Facebook too. He caught this monster fish. I got this amazing picture of him holding this fish with a big smile on his face, like half the size of him. So it's more than half
Yeah,
the
that
size.
fish
man.
was fucking
It was
huge.
huge.
But you couldn't keep it, right?
No, that's an estuary. That's where it's a spawning ground for those fish.
Of course.
So we let the ladies go so that they can, that's a
Yeah,
pregnant. It's a pregnant
yeah.
female.
But if
Yeah.
it's a male, you can keep it.
Not during that time in that area. Because
Okay.
if there's a male in there, he's getting busy.
Yeah,
So
makes sense.
the females are on there to breed. It's a fun little tournament. We had a fantastic time. And I grabbed the wrong size net. Like I saw him fighting this fish. And the fish that I catch are usually like this big.
Which is pretty big.
This thing was like a human breaking the water. And he had 2 nets and I had the wrong net. And he didn't yell at me. And he didn't make me feel bad.
Mhm.
He just said, hold the rod at him. And he gave me the rod. And he pulled this thing out of the water with his bare hands.
Oh my God.
And it was just wonderful.
I've always wanted to fish like that for like big fish, like out in the water. Like I've stood on the side of like a lake and like fished like that, got little like bass and like little sunnies and stuff. But like
I'm going for
nothing
tuna.
serious.
I'm going for tuna in June. Like I already booked the trip.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, my skin's fucking, I can't wait.
That's so cool.
I can't wait to be 100 miles offshore.
Have you guys ever seen that video recently that it was like went viral recently of this dad and daughter fishing? And she's like, she's got this big fish on her rod and she's like, Dad, help me. And he's like, I'm not helping you. Like, you got this.
Yeah.
Like, it's like so heartwarming. And
Yeah.
she's like, no, like I can't do it. He's like, no, you can do
You
it.
can
I'm
do it,
not
you can do
helping you. You can do it. And she reels in this huge fish and she's just like crying. She's like,
That's
oh my God.
Yeah.
great.
And he's like, I told you you could do it. Like, and he's like, let me get a picture.
I
oh my
wanna
God, I'm like
see
gonna
that.
cry
I'm about
talking
to cry
about it.
right now.
I know.
see that.
She was like, this feels so awesome. Like she's like so excited. It just, yeah, I just saw that recently. It's so freaking cute.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I'll have to find it for you guys.
So we had a great time and it's cool. Like I was saying to Mike earlier when we were playing tennis, like to see that coastline, if you will, like the Sun Oil and Scott Paper and Stingers, and the
495.
495, the
Mhm.
trains. Like when you're sitting out there anchored and you're watching the train go by, it's just such a different
Yeah.
perspective, obviously.
I'm not
One
out
that
in the
you
world.
never
I'm not
see.
out in the world at that time of day either. So like I feel like when I do, like if I was on a boat by 6 a.m.,
6:50, yeah.
I would feel so like on top of the world.
It
Like I'm
is.
out here.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
When you watch the sunrise off of the side of a boat,
Mhm.
especially if like it's nice smooth and like you're moving clean, like your coffee, it's fucking intoxicating
I love
at the
that.
highest. Me personally, I feel so alive.
That's awesome. I feel like I would too. I've never done it, but I feel like that would be so awesome.
Yeah, so
I would love to.
We went out, we caught the big fish, we had a great day. I
Mhm.
got to hang with Uncle Joe. He teased me when I wanted to go home because it started to thunder, and I'm like, hey man, like I was like, Uncle Joe, I'm like, I got a pregnant wife and a 2-year-old at home. Like he's like,
I
what are
don't
you?
want to die in the
He's
Delaware
like,
River.
yeah. He's like, what are you afraid of the rain? And he gets on the radio and he's like, Adam's afraid of the rain, so we got to go. And I'm like,
Oh my
Uncle
God.
Joe, come on, don't shame me.
I've been on a boat. I've been on a boat when a storm rolled in.
So
I
have
don't
I.
want to do that.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, we knew it was going to rain and the clouds looked so far away. And we were like, we'll jump off the side of the boat a couple more times. We were like young kids with my friend's stepdad who
Don't
was like
do
manning
it.
the boat.
Yeah.
And that storm rolled in so quick. And the boat was, it was a sailboat. So the boat,
That's way fucking worse.
the boat was literally on its side.
Yeah.
We all put our life jackets on and we're like underneath, like in the, like, what do you call that? The little room under
Galley.
the galley. We're like, I'm crying. I'm like, we're going to die.
This is it.
And like, I think Jake and like, a couple of his buddies were up top, like they're all trying to get the sails down as quick as they can. It was like, I was like, we're gonna freaking die. There was some foreign kid there. It was like a foreign exchange student that was like staying with my friend, and it was like just the craziest experience
Fucking
ever.
dies a million miles
Yeah.
from home.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen purple lightning? Because have you ever seen purple
No.
lightning? I have on the water. It's fucking horrifying.
Scary. I was terrified.
So what do you just fucking sit there? Because it's a sailboat, right? You just sit and wait for the storm to pass and
I
hope
mean,
the boat doesn't
yeah.
get fucking capsized.
That's exactly what we did. Yeah. And I'm telling you, the boat was, we were under and there was windows down
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah.
I could see that
And
the
they
boat
were in the
was
water.
literally-
Yeah.
They were in the water. I was
They're
like, we're
pointing
fucking
at the
gonna die.
sky. Yeah.
I know I have a life jacket on, but I'm just going to be floating in the water. Like this boat's going to capsize. Like we're dead.
that.
It was so scary.
One time, my ex-girlfriend, her father, and my father all went out on in southern Delaware, a head boat
Mhm.
where you go out and fucking huge boat with like a bunch of other people, and you all sit in the same spot and put your lines in and try to catch the same 6 flounder
Yes.
between 25 people for $100 or whatever you're out on the water. And it was like, woke up and it was pretty significantly windy. And it was like, should we do this? But it was like, we planned it and it was like, okay, let's go down to the dock. And then like, it was like, I don't even know if they're going to do it today because it's so fucking windy. But I think because so many people showed up, they were like, we're doing it. So we go out and it's rough. Like, it's a big boat, but it is fucking
A lot of chop.
like, you're not fucking walking around comfortably. You're sitting on the side, and if you stand up, you're holding on shit to walk around.
Wind on the water sucks.
Everyone's puking. Like, there's
Oh my
People
God.
are puking?
are puking over constantly. And then this one dude, this big guy, so I got to go inside and lay down because there's an inside part and there's
Yeah.
a bench. So he's laying down on the bench.
Salam.
When he's inside, we get hit by 3 waves. Boom, boom, boom. Each one pushes us further over. The third one pushes us so far over. Coolers are flying over into the water. And I couldn't see it, but I'm guessing the dude inside flew off the bench he was on and hit something because I just hear like this dude start screaming bloody murder.
Oh
And it-
no.
And my ex's dad is like, we almost flipped over because we were like, if there was a 4th wave, we're dead. This thing's going over. The boat's landing on top of me. No one's
Yeah.
ever seeing me again. But it was like, boo. And it was like, at that point, everyone's puking. Nobody's catching fish. We all almost died. We called it at that point. But
I
like,
would
Yeah,
hope
time to
so.
him.
just hearing this guy in there screaming like, oh. And then
Did he bust his head open?
I don't know. Like, his kids went in, were like, Dad, Dad. And then I think he was ultimately fine, but
Oh,
Yeah.
still, fuck that.
Jesus Christ.
Scary as shit. We left a bunch of litter in the ocean, people's coolers and beer cans.
I mean, not on purpose.
No. Shit was scary though.
I'm
Well-
sure you guys have seen that video though of the people who were like on this speedboat and they hit like all these waves and they're like it's the whole family
yeah,
and
they're all
boom,
like,
boom,
bro.
and they all just like, oh my god. I think they all got really hurt actually. If you've seen the full
Yeah.
video, like it shows them afterwards and they're like fucking like
They have to
Those
be
are
bleeding,
concussed.
like
Yeah.
laying.
Those are painful to watch.
I always
Yeah.
send out videos of people fucking up their boats and shit.
Uh,
Like there's videos of people in like huge boats just like flying into marinas and like hitting like 15 boats.
Mhm.
Yeah.
People like, what the fuck are you doing, asshole? The guy's just like turning the wheel out. I would kill myself. I would be so embarrassed. Like I just like I have to die.
I
Oh.
hope this boat capsizes.
Yeah. Just shoot me, please. Someone just shoot me right now. I recently my pop socket recently broke, right?
Yes.
I got a big ass phone, so I need a pop socket on it.
Mhm.
Capiche? So I got the cheapest one on Amazon, and I had Amazon cashback points, so I got it for free. So I'm feeling good about myself.
Hold on, what's that?
Yeah. What is that?
From if you have a Amazon credit card,
Oh,
you get points.
that I don't have.
Sorry.
All right. So you get a free pop socket.
Free pop socket. Put it on. Feeling good about myself.
Let me see what it looks like.
Let me show it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think?
I'll
BK?
show it to the fans at home. See if they could see it. And let me show it to you and tell me what you think about it. Pineapples.
I think it's pineapples.
It's pineapples. Now, to me, that just meant pineapples.
Wait, it means something though.
Yeah.
I have to Google it now because I
Don't
forget
Google
what
it.
it means.
Don't. You got to guess.
I didn't know what it meant.
It means.
Tammy knew what it meant.
I knew what it meant.
Adam knew what it meant.
Hold on. It means. No, I'm gonna Google it.
Anyone active in the chat right now know what pineapple is a symbol for? I had no idea. And why was it so cheap?
You probably don't want to Google it. You're going to start getting weird ads.
All right, this isn't right. Hospitality? No, that's not it. No, it means something else.
White supremacy. No, I'm just kidding. Swingers.
Swingers.
Swingers. I've been unknowingly walking around with basically like
Great
flying the
advertisement.
flag.
Hey
Hey,
guys.
what's up?
Yeah.
for swingers. I didn't know. Like,
You might as well just be a swinger now.
I mean, I got the I can't get a new pop socket. This one's free. So I get to save money. I got to become a swinger.
Yeah, I found that out recently, and I was like, "What?" That's Maggie has a little pineapple charm on her collar.
Oh, so you did know. So you found.
I did, but I forgot like what it. But I saw it recently, and I was like, "That's weird. I didn't know that."
You saw a flag, right? People
I've
have
seen
the flag.
Outside of their houses.
Yeah, down the beach,
That makes
stuff like that.
sense.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you got to let people know. Come knock on the door. Hey.
Come here often.
Yeah,
Part of the
please.
lifestyle. Yeah.
I don't judge. I'm not interested, but I don't
Oh
judge.
no, absolutely not. But I don't want to give people the wrong impression.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you guys
They're
ever
like-
seen Bruno? Or was
Yes,
it? Yeah, it was Bruno,
yes.
right? Yeah.
That was. He's like tussling the guy's hair. I saw a movie at the Ocean City, Maryland movie theater.
That
Really?
movie was out of theaters very quickly.
Oh,
Yes,
that
yes.
couldn't
I
get
didn't see it
swept
in
under the
theaters.
rug fast enough.
Yeah.
That
And
was
there was dicks, like full dick. It was fucked up.
I'm sorry, I love that movie. I
There
think
were-
It's a go.
very
It's a
funny.
go.
There were like little kids in there that did not.
They were
whoever
like-
brought them didn't know what they were
Oh,
bringing.
They
There's
were
that-
like,
there's-
George Bush says Borat's okay, but
Yeah.
Bruno.
There's that one scene where his dick's just like swinging around, like, oh my god.
But
Good stuff.
anyway,
So
I
Mike's
just
been
like
silently
SpongeBob.
broadcasting.
I'm not a swinger, okay, folks. Anyway, so it is 420.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to tell a couple stories
Okay.
because sometimes pot's fun and all, but you can smoke too much pot and it can be not fun. I want to tell the story of the second time I ever smoked pot.
Okay.
First time, uneventful. Is that a common thing? The first time you smoke,
You're like,
weed,
am
you
I
go,
high?
It
Am
was
I
for
not
me.
high?
Do I
don't know."
feel? Yeah, nothing really happened.
Uh-huh.
So the second time, okay, I forget how we got the pot, right? But we had me and my friend Sean in that room right over there. We had a whatever amount of pot, and we were like, let's roll a blunt. How hard could it be?
I've never done it.
So we went to Wawa, the two of us at the register. You know what I mean? Like together, like, can we get a Philly blunt? And then it was like, wait, like talking, should we get a whole pack? Yeah. Can we get a pack of Philly blunts? We were dorks, two dorks buying a pack of Philly blunts, whatever. We get the blunts, we got the weed, we got my mother upstairs asleep. It's probably like a Tuesday night. We're probably being loud, whatever. We're down in here in the bedroom. Crack the first blunt, ruin it. Probably don't even crack it right. You know what I mean? 2, 3, ruined. Fourth, let's Google it. Let's try to look it up. Because cartoons and TV make it look so like
Cartoons.
I'll just put it in and bloop, there it is. No, dude. Fourth one, we kind of look it up, doesn't work. We're down to our last one. So we get this fucking, I mean, in the most broad technical sense, you could call this a blunt. Like, I mean, it was blunt at one, it was a blunt
end.
paper, but it was like basically flat and like just, I mean, there might as well have been scotch tape on it. It was so ramshackle, but we got it. We lit it and we were like, smoking it. But you had to like keep relighting it. Half of it would light on fire. It was a whole mess. But we fucking ended up smoking a ton of weed in this blunt. And we're sitting there. We're just whatever, bullshitting. And then the silence sets in where both of us stop talking for a long time. And I'm sitting there. And I start blinking my eyes really fast. And like old film footage where it's
How it's like,
yes.
Yeah.
I'm blinking my eyes and that sound is just in my ears and the world looks like that. And I'm like looking at my hand like, holy shit. And then like we're just silent for a while, and I keep doing this, and then like then I'm like, one of us at one point says like, if it was like this the first time, I would not have done it again. Then we were like, are you all right? He's like, I don't know. And then like we seriously were like, do you think we should wake up my mom? Like, do you
Oh my God.
And then we were like, no, we're fine. We're fine. And then we kept talking. And then like the conversation will be going. And then every conversation was like, are we yelling? Were we just yelling? Were we just yelling? Did my mom wake up? Were we yelling? Like, and we'd start talking again and be like, wait, I feel like that time, I feel like I was yelling. Like, they're like, man, I think we fucked up. I think it was laced. I think that was laced.
Oh
You
my
know what I mean?
God.
Like
Laced.
it's like you can't OD from weed, but I feel like I might be the first person to tonight, and I might die. I have to go to the hospital. But then eventually, like we were like, you ride it out.
Yeah.
But it was a long ride, and then eventually we went up to the snack cabinet, and I had some little Debbie's honey buns. I brought the whole box down, ate it like a wild animal. Like that sweetness in my mouth was heaven on
Incredible, I'm sure.
earth. And then we played some music and stuff, and like started to calm down and mellow out. We played Moby's "Moving Over the Face of the Water," which I'll cue up here if someone else has another story,
please.
because that song and Rusted Roots, Send Me on My Way.
Oh yeah.
Those songs saved, not literally, but at the time, quite literally pulled me out of hell and Satan's grip. You know what I mean? Like it was like we would just put, okay, Rusted Root, put it on again. I'm starting to feel scared and be like, okay, I feel good. But it was tough. That's when I learned like I don't have, like, much like you do with alcohol. You start drinking, you're like, I'm invincible. I could drink an infinity. Like drinking makes me feel good. If I drink an infinity amount, I'll feel infinity good. And then your body's like,
not
doesn't
so
work
much.
like that,
Doesn't work
kid.
like that. Yeah.
Weed's the same way. It is a psychoactive drug. But looking back, it's a good memory now. In
Yeah,
the
but
time,
at the time,
it was like I
it's
was like in Vietnam.
super
Yeah.
stressful. There's nothing worse than if you smoke weed and you're just like, this sucks.
I
want
this to end.
I want this to be done. I don't like the way this feels or
Mhm.
whatever. And it's, I can't speak for myself personally, but someone named myself would say, every once in a while, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't like this so much. My heart's going a little bit too much, and I'm worried about what's for dinner. But for the majority of the time, it's like, I love that Elvis song, and I should open that window.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I have such a incredibly happy relationship with the herb of the day that I'm super glad. Like I feel like blessed is a weird word, but I feel so,
I do feel like you're lucky because I do think it affects
different people
everybody
way.
differently.
Absolutely.
I think I'm way more prone to paranoia than you.
Mhm.
Every man I've ever talked to who is like, because we have dinner parties a lot. I love dinner parties, and I'll go outside.
You ever been to one, Britt,
A dinner party?
for Adams?
Oh no.
Me neither.
It's kind of fucked up.
I know, right?
Well,
He loves them.
I do. We'll do it. We'll have the kids over. It'll be great.
I mean, I thought we were friends.
I brought the dinner. We brought the dinner party here.
Oh, that's
Right.
true. Tonight was technically.
So April's girlfriends and most of their male counterparts are younger men, and I'll be like, "Hey, I'm going outside to enjoy. Do you want to enjoy?" And I always get the same fucking speech from all of them. They're like, "Nah, fuck, I don't like the way it makes me feel." Blah 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 blah. And I always ask the same.
Really?
I swear to God, I always ask the same question. I'm like, when did you first start? And they're like, yeah, I used to smoke when I was like 16, 17
Yeah,
years old.
that's when it makes you paranoid. I feel
like that's what it gets your it's hooks
No,
in
yeah.
you.
Here's the thing. That's so true. Like, I feel like if I would have started smoking later in life, I would have a different relationship with it. Like, because my brain wasn't in the wet cement
Where it should
form.
be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what
You weren't
like-
you hadn't grown that part of your brain you didn't have the endocannabinoid receptor fully developed yet. So it was like hooking up 240 volts to these little prongs that weren't going to accept it.
Yes.
And the only reason I say that with that degree of confidence is that my dad took a very interesting approach when it came to the devil's lettuce. He was like, Adam, I'm not going to say just say no. That's ridiculous. Even then, he was like, excuse me. He was like, that's not how it happens. That's not how people expose themselves, excuse me, to this, that, and the other thing. He goes, I'm not going to say just say no. And I remember the speech very clearly from my dad. And my dad and I are like this. We have a weird relationship.
Yeah, I could tell when you were saying all those nice things about Uncle Joe, you were yelling at your dad's.
You could tell?
Yes.
If you couldn't, give a thumbs up and a share. Yeah. When I was saying there's no stress, no this, that, and the other thing. Uncle Joe
didn't yell. He didn't make me feel bad.
Yeah. Uncle Joe was like, should we invite your father? I said, no. I said, I don't want all the hoopla. He'll have to take 3 shits. He'll want to stop at every 4th Wawa. No.
Oh my God.
So my dad, his message was always, I'm not saying just say no. He says, I'm saying just wait. He said, wait until you have a home, wait until you have a career, wait until you have, some established roots, and then smoke weed. And that's exactly what I did.
Really?
Yeah,
You never smoked as a teenager?
I didn't start smoking weed until I was 26. I bought my house at 27. So I was like, I wait because it didn't help that I was, on fucking house arrest and I had been, in deep shit.
Yeah.
It was very easy for me at 19 not to smoke weed.
Trying not to get thrown in jail.
Yeah. I was going to get killed.
Why were you on house arrest?
So I got caught drinking and driving when I was 18 years old, New Year's Eve. And then I got caught 9 months later doing the exact same thing. And they didn't want to put me in jail because I remember the judge fucking yelling at me. She was just like, you work 40 hours a week. You're in college. You're here in a full suit. I can't throw you in jail. And she threw the fucking book at me. She gave me this like tiny sliver of hope. She was like, I'm going to give you an inch of rope. And if I ever see you again, I'm throwing you in jail. She went berserk on me because I didn't crash into anybody. I didn't hurt anybody. I was just,
making a dumb decision.
Well, yeah. It was my decision, my mistake. Simple as that. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But I was like so horrified about getting into trouble doing anything else that I remember being in Denver in 2012, walking around the city of Denver, and the person next to me was smoking weed on the street, and I was like giving her like a 20-foot radius.
Like, I don't want to get secondhand.
I was horrified.
Like
so yeah, don't let me make it sound all noble. I followed my father's advice that he gave me when I was a kid, accidentally. But my point being, I enjoyed it. It's not like I'm constantly smoking weed or something. I have a family and a business, but when I allegedly do decide to enjoy it, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I'm like 1 out of every 150 is like, I'm not enjoying this so much. Most of the time it's like, oh my God, I fucking love that movie.
I'm so jealous because like it's the opposite for me. Like when I don't really smoke anymore.
You had said, yeah,
I smoke like CBD and stuff because for so long it was the opposite. It was like most of the times for me were bad, but the times that were good were like
so good.
It's different from drinking. You know what I mean? Because drinking's fun, but like when you're the right kind of high, it like changes you in such a way. You're like, I understand. I'm so happy. I have
some of my best ideas.
I love art more than I ever thought I could. Like every song's making me cry. Like it's like it's so great.
Yeah.
That would keep me coming back. And it was like more and more diminishing returns. Like, and also let me not also I was doing it like an asshole,
Mhm.
wherein I would
Excess.
just be smoking all the time. Like
Same here.
I'd wake up, I'd get stoned, and then
Same here.
I'd keep smoking all day, and I'd feel just the same. Like you can't even really explain.
Are
Like,
you even high at this point?
Right,
Or you're
or
just like
I'm just-
fucking
just
stuck in this like
in
Yeah.
another realm.
Yeah, and
Well-
it's like I'm not having fun. It's just
Yeah.
like whatever. But it's like, but now I'm so far from doing THC,
Yeah.
and weed now is insane.
yeah.
So I'm like a little like I gotta. If I want to do THC again, I definitely have to dip a toe.
Yeah. I have a weird relationship with weed,
Let's hear about
honestly.
it.
You had, yeah,
If
you
you
had,
don't
you had,
mind,
you had
Tony.
no,
mentioned
yeah,
that several
no.
times. And thanks for listening, by the way. I dumped a lot on you
Oh no.
about my own shit.
I
I did.
asked.
I know, but I wanted to give you an honest history lesson. 'Cause I
Yeah.
care. You're my friend.
Yeah, I love that. I love that I know that about you now. So yeah, I fucking loved weed.
Yeah.
Like I loved weed. And I smoked
When-
when I was a teenager
Okay.
a few
yeah.
times. Like
Yeah.
my first time I was probably honestly like 13.
Shit, like
Yeah.
the movie.
I smoked out of a little tinny
Oh,
pipe.
so many titties.
Yeah.
My lungs.
And I remember going and looking in the mirror and being like, I think I'm high. Like my eyes are red. Like I think but I didn't
My
feel
eyes look high.
I didn't feel out of my mind or anything. And then, I've had those experiences when I was like a teenager. Like I definitely got the paranoia. I smoked again when I was like 16, maybe. No, maybe like 14 or 15. I was driving around with some older guy, me and my girlfriend, and he like got weed and we were smoking. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. Like we're going so fast. I had a Baconator and that was the most amazing thing I ate in my life.
Oh, yes.
Got paranoid that I thought I heard sirens everywhere. I thought I saw my parents
Like-
out the window. Like, like it was.
I
For
knew.
sure.
Yeah, so
for
we've-
sure.
I've definitely had those experiences, but then I
That cop we just drove past looked in the window as we
Yeah.
were going by.
Into my
Saw
soul.
my
he
eyes.
locked eyes.
He knows. He knows. We're done.
He smells it. I
Let
know
me
it.
out. I'll run.
But yeah, and so then honestly, I met and I would, I was a teenager who would like drink too, and I like, I tested the waters
You
everywhere.
were cool.
I was very cool.
You were captain for a reason.
Oh yeah. And then I met Jake,
Uh-oh.
who didn't do any of that stuff, and none of it. Never
really?
drank, never smoked weed, never did any of that stuff. And I loved him and wanted to
Yeah,
date him. And so I
course.
dated him and I didn't.
I don't drink either. I don't.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
don't
I've
like
never
He's so
drank.
responsible and talented.
I don't
So it
like
makes
any of
sense.
that stuff. Ew.
So yeah, and then of course like, we started dating when we were 16.
Kids.
So and then of course
Cute.
we got older. We wanted to try drinking again. We
Uh-huh.
wanted to whatever.
You stopped being 16. You know,
Exactly.
you aged.
So we would drink here and there. And then it wasn't until we were like, I was mid-20s. And then I was like, we both knew that each other had smoked weed on occasion here and there, but we were like afraid to tell each other, like
Okay,
in fear
yeah.
that like, I feel like you're gonna get mad at me that I smoked weed with my friends. And then we like kind of came clean to each other one night, and we were
Yes.
like, I was like, we should smoke together. Like, let's smoke together. I got weed off my dad. I was like, I feel like I know where we can get some weed. I'm
Yeah.
gonna text my dad. And then my dad, okay, dumb. But anyway, we
I
so
feel
we
like
got-
that's the safest place to get it.
honestly, yeah, I know he's not gonna give me some crazy shit. So
Mhm.
we smoked weed, and then ever since then, we were both like, this is fucking awesome. Like, let's keep smoking weed. And then like we became like pretty serious potheads, and I feel like me more so than him.
Mhm.
Like I would, ooh, whoops.
Hey.
Hey, whoa.
Hey, okay.
And I got to a point. It took a while for me to get to this point, but I got to a point where I was smoking in the morning, smoking throughout the day. I got my medical card. So I was getting
Yep, say it.
medical grade fucking weed. Had my pen.
The pen,
which is
The
a whole
pen.
the
pen
pen.
takes you into a because you can
It's constantly on you. You can. It doesn't smell. It
You-
smells a little bit.
a
but-
little bit, but not. I'm
Not
gonna do
enough
it.
to
I'm gonna
notice.
do it in every public bathroom I
No,
go into.
Exactly.
Easily.
No. So
Or
I'm.
that you do the move where like you have it and you're just walking outside. You do this
Mhm.
like this is just a normal thing I do with my hand.
I was to the point where my friends would be like, you just fucking smoked. I can smell it on you. Like you smell like shit. And I'm like, what? I thought I was fine. Like,
yeah, because at a certain point you stop smelling it altogether.
yeah.
Unless you're like you're out in a parking lot. You still get this now, right?
Mhm.
Like the car drives where you're like, oh,
Now,
Yeah.
now I smell because I
Or
haven't
both.
smoked it's been a year since
Yeah.
I last smoked weed, and now I smell it like immediately. Like I know that you smoked.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Good
yeah, I
mom.
was obsessed with weed. Like I feel like people say that you can't get addicted to weed, but
lies.
I
You get
feel like
addicted to
that's false.
anything, yeah.
I loved it and I wanted to smoke it at all times of the day. And if I ran out of weed, that was not okay. I wouldn't let myself run out of weed. If we were getting low, I had my medical card. Easy. So I would
I'm
go
going to
go into the store. And I used to live walking distance to a medical marijuana
the one
store
in
in
Westchester.
Yeah.
It's a nice one
Oh.
too.
Yeah,
I've
beyond
never been to that
Hello.
one,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone in
That
there is
one.
very good looking and young.
Yeah, and you didn't even have to go in. You just drive through. You
Oh,
drive
yeah.
up and pick it up.
Drive-through.
You place an order online. You
pull
drive up. You
a
pick
dude
it
with
up.
a gun comes out and looks at your ID, and
Mhm.
then this young girl or boy comes out and
You have a little paper baggie full of weed, and,
and
you're
they're
like,
like, "Hey,
flour?
did you order this?"
Yeah, yeah.
They're incredibly
flour,
flat,
pen cartridges,
anything.
anything.
Well,
That
The only thing you
seems
can't
like
get is
you're
edibles.
yeah,
stealing.
the only edibles you can get in Pennsylvania are pills.
Yeah,
because the
yeah,
flour,
capsules.
the flour you can't smoke because you can't smoke the medical weed. I'm taking this home to put in my volcano and vape it.
Yeah,
Mm.
Shut the fuck
shut the.
up.
I put it right in my. Listen. I was taking straight up bong hits throughout the day.
Damn.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And I would take like 3 at a
Yeah.
time. And it's because my tolerance was so high at that point that I
Yeah.
was just like, am I even high anymore?
Right.
I'm just kind of walking around in a cloud at all times, but I felt like I was functional.
Yeah.
But I feel like now that I haven't been smoking for a year, I'm like, I definitely was not as functional and productive as I should have been. You know, like
Yeah, absolutely,
I definitely had
absolutely.
you have the
and you trick yourself into thinking like, yeah, I'm a pothead, but like I'm going to work and I'm still, living my life and paying my bills. And then and then I had a kid, and then I was honestly, I was still a pothead when I
Yeah.
first had her. And then I found out that I have this thing called
you're like allergic to
I'm
weed,
like
right?
allergic to weed. It's called CHS. It's called cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome.
Shit.
And I was dealing with it for years and didn't know what was making me so sick. I was because in the moment, like initially, I would be like, oh my God, my stomach hurts so bad. It was like the type of stomach pain that like, it wasn't just like, hey, you throw up and you feel better. It was like, I am rolling around in pain, throwing up. I would have to lay in the shower with like hot water on my stomach. And I would just be like, oh my God, I would lay in there for like an hour, like just. And I would in the hospital.
For years you were
Really?
like that. I remember
at least 4 years.
Yeah.
And I would go to the hospital sometimes because it would get so bad. I'd be so dehydrated and like, I'd be like, something's wrong with me. And they would always tell me like, I think you should stop smoking weed. I think it's the weed. And I'm like, no
Really?
fucking way.
Weed is it's natural,
yeah,
man.
and it makes me, and like sometimes in the midst of a nausea attack, I would smoke it. And like initially it would make me feel better for that split second. But then later it was just doing me more harm than good. Like and I found out, I finally gave it a shot and stopped smoking it. And then it all went out of my system and I was like, I feel fucking awesome.
Oh,
I was sick every day, like
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
I would have to leave work. Like I would have to it was terrible. And I was convinced that it couldn't be weed. Couldn't be.
I like it too much.
Yeah, exactly.
God wouldn't do this to me.
And it's not like I would smoke and then I instantly get sick. Like it would just be like out of nowhere. So like,
Right.
because I tested the waters again. Like, so I stopped, it all got out of my system and I was like, I feel great. And then
Yeah.
I was feeling good for a while. And then I was like,
I can smoke again.
I could smoke again. Like, let me just try it. Maybe I'll just do it like at
What
night.
a coincidence.
And,
Like that was just a coincidence.
yeah. Like, or like maybe if I don't smoke it like all day, every day, like I
Right.
won't be sick. So I'd smoke it at night and like, sure enough, I got sick again. So I was like, it's definitely the weed and that fucking sucks, but I'm going to have to just stop. So here I am a year clean from weed and
God bless
not
you.
sick. But it just
Good.
it sucks to have that because I do love weed. but
Yeah, I don't have that impact.
it's very rare. It's
See-
very rare.
Say it again.
Cannabinoid hyperemesis, which is like a constant cyclic vomiting thing. Hyperemesis syndrome. Cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome. CHS.
Fucked up.
It's fucked up.
But I'm glad you're okay.
Thank you. Sorry
glad
for my
you're okay.
spiel, my
Stop.
long
No,
story.
thanks for sharing.
You're on
But
the show to talk.
I feel like there needs to be awareness about this because there's actually somebody that I went to high school with who posts on Facebook a lot recently about how she's so sick like something's wrong with her stomach, and she's been in and out of the hospital, and they keep telling her it's weed, and she's like, no way. And I just want to message her and be like, listen. And
This
she's
is
like,
what's going
she's
on.
getting mad at the doctors because she feels like they're just kind of like,
Yeah.
that's what I thought they were doing. Like, oh, they hear you smoke weed, and they're like
It's
instantly
weed.
like, oh, it's the drugs.
Yes.
But it is. And I feel like I want to message her and be like, listen, just give it a shot.
It's a
Stop
real
smoking.
thing.
Stop smoking for like a month and see
Yes.
how you feel. And I bet you'll feel so much better. Like that's why I want to like spread the awareness. Because if you're out there, you're having stomach problems, you smoke weed,
you never
give
even,
it a shot.
I never even heard.
Exactly.
Neither have I.
I'd bring this up to people and they'd be like, no, there's no way it's the weed. And I'm like, right, yeah, right. Like,
Sure. Of course. Yeah. Of course it could be.
yeah. So I don't know.
Well,
It's kind of crazy.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. It's weird. It's rare, but of course I have it.
Of course you do. Of course, Brittany would have
Of
it.
course. Like, why wouldn't I?
But before that, you also, both of you, mid 20s, starting to smoke.
Starting to
Had a better
actually like fully
relationship
smoke.
with it.
Yeah.
There's
Absolutely.
something to it.
Mm-hmm.
Old
Yeah.
City Sports checking in. Neshaminy Creek Brewing Company, Rita's. Correct. Saw it at the Super Fresh. Had to pick it up
Super fresh.
because we were having a family dinner and we wanted some Rita's.
I have one more weed question.
Hit me.
Have you guys ever had an edibles experience?
You want to hear it?
Yeah, I have one too.
Do you want to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay. Well, this is the big one. I was at my cousin's play, and then I came home and I parked outside, and the entire neighborhood smelled of weed, an insane amount. And I went inside and found out it was coming from the house because Tammy was home with two of our friends, Megan and Keith, making brownies. And I feel like everyone in the house was just high because the house,
Just because of the fumes.
I'm telling you, the neighborhoods, like I drove up the street, it smelled like weed.
Uh-huh.
Huge batch of brownies, ton of weed. Brownies are done. I'm a weed smoker at this time. I'm not young to the game. I'm a veteran weed guy. So I take a fucking,
Hunk.
a brownie.
Yeah.
Not like if these were regular brownies and it was 2 a.m. and I'm in my underwear in the kitchen, but it's like, a corner of the sheet.
Yeah.
Eat it. It tastes like straight up weed.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Mhm.
It tastes disgusting. They go home. Tammy and I are here, and then like eat it, whatever. We're doing whatever because it takes a while. And then I start yawning. Like I start yawning super big. And then it's like, uh-oh. And then this isn't funny, but then like I start like this is 2016, maybe 2017,
Mhm.
2016. So it was not long after we found out my mom was sick.
Mhm.
My mom has Alzheimer's. And it was just one of those things that I knew about but never talked about.
Mhm.
So it had been building up for a long time.
Mhm.
And then at that time when I was, like I took insanely high, it exploded out of me
Mhm.
and I was fucking bawling, like
Oh,
crying
no.
so hard, just like partly freaking out about real life, partly freaking out on weed,
Mhm.
whatever. This is also in the lead up to the Doom Thugs live show that we did in the basement.
Mhm.
So there was tons of work. It was a whole big thing.
Oh no.
So this was like 2 days before. Get insanely high. The next morning I wake up and I'm like, Tammy, I'm sorry. I'm not touching those brownies ever again. Those are the devil's let. Those are like,
Yeah.
those are like for serious weed people.
Yeah.
Talk to Megan and Keith. Megan's like, yeah, those are fucked up. Like, because Megan ate one, didn't feel anything for a while, made the crucial mistake
I've eaten more
Doubling up.
before you let it hit you.
eating a second one, and then felt the first one. It was like, should I make myself throw up like to get this second one out of me? Insane. So let's fast forward one day. The next day, we're setting up. We're setting up as in I'm doing some work. I'm setting up chairs. Tammy makes the wall look great. She staples all these lights up. It looks fantastic. I'm setting up. I'm hungry. We have Loopy's pizza.
Mm-hmm.
It's left over from a couple days. Throw it in the oven. Take down a couple slices. Cool. Come back downstairs. Setting up. As with everything in my life, last minute stressed. Start yawning again. Big yawns. And then I'm like, what's going on?
It's happening again.
She's like,
Just
I'm
hit me.
like, how? I think I got high again. Somehow it's still in me. What's going on? I feel crazy. I feel so high. She's like, all right, calm down, psycho. I'm laying on the floor right here.
Oh my God.
What's going on? I'm like this forever. She goes upstairs to give me water or something. She comes back down and she's like, what did you heat the pizza up on? And I was like, the fucking baking dish that's there. She was like, that was the baking dish we cooked the weed on before we put it in the brownies. You just fucking ate
Weed pizza.
weed
Three
3 slices of hardcore weed oil pizza. And I was like, no!
Yeah.
I swore I'd
What
never
a
do
nightmare.
it again. And I was like, I mean, being high when you don't want to be high is like,
Oh my-
fuck.
and like that's a different kind of
an
high.
edible
too.
high, which is
Mhm.
like, this is going to last forever.
Day.
It literally.
But ever since then, I've been very safe, very wary of
You've
Of
taken edibles
edibles.
since then?
one time when I
Yeah.
first got on PA medical, you can only get pills and they're labeled as chill. So I took one early in the day because I had work that night and I couldn't sleep, which
Mhm.
is stupid. I know weed doesn't make me sleep, but it says chill on the bottle, so I'll take it. And then I didn't feel high till I got in my car to go to work, and then I felt. I was like,
Uh-oh.
"Ugh."
It doesn't make you sleep though?
Not at all.
Weed doesn't make you sleep.
Not at all.
Oh,
The total opposite.
I will get not. I'll be not.
It's
If
like
I
crack to
want to
me.
be like, if I want to go to sleep
Right.
and I smoked weed, I'm sleeping the best I've ever slept.
Oh, I wish. I smoked too young.
Yeah, you made the mistake.
That fucked my brain up.
Yeah, I
Let's hear
was
it.
going to a music festival.
Firefly.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I had actually had one of these. Okay, back it up. I had these before the music festival for the first time, my first edible ever. Somebody I knew made them, melted the weed into Jolly Rancher, like melted Jolly Ranchers and made these like weed lollipops.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I ate an entire one of
Okay.
them
Mhm.
and literally felt like I needed to go. Well, I wanted to go get food. So I had somebody drive me to go get food, and sitting in the car, I was like, this isn't right. Like, something's fucking weird. And like I ate the food. I'm sitting in Jake's room, and it wasn't as crazy of a story as yours, but like I felt like the walls. I felt like I could see the walls closing in. And I was
that's
just like,
terrible.
I was like, oh my God, I'm jumping out of my skin. Like Jake's fine. I think he might have ate like half of one, but I
Yeah.
had like the whole one. And I was just like, I just had to put myself to sleep. That was fine. Like I said, I can go to sleep easy on weed. So like I just like laid down and I was like, I'm sorry. I had to go to sleep. I had to go to sleep. Like I couldn't, my eyes were open. I literally like visually could see the walls
That's
coming in on me. And I was
super
like,
high.
oh fuck. Like, I'm getting swallowed by this room. But then I had them again at Firefly. And I was
I'll
like,
try it again. I'll try it again.
I'll try it again. It was a different environment and it was better, definitely better that day.
Mhm. There weren't any walls.
There
to
weren't any
close
walls.
in.
We were outside. There was really good music playing. I love live music. It was a really good time. And that was the best experience I ever had on edibles,
was
actually. It
good.
was a good experience.
Okay.
But my sister-in-law had them that day too. And she was okay. But we were watching Zed, if you guys know who Zed is.
Uh-huh.
And she just was, I would look back at her and she was just like, literally just like, I don't know where the fuck, like she was just stuck. And she was okay, but she was just stuck. But they were,
Oh.
yeah, no, I had a good experience except for that one time. And any other time I've ever had to tried to eat them after that, like I'd get like nerds ropes
Yeah.
and stuff that people would
Oh
make,
yeah.
and they'd be like, take like the
The
tiniest, piece.
bit.
And
the
I would, and
tiniest
I'd
bit.
wait like a half hour, and I'd feel. But this is at the point where my tolerance was super fucking high,
yeah.
so I'd take a little bit, and I'd be like, okay, nothing's happening. I eat a little more, nothing's happening. And that's the thing with edibles. It's like you have to like time it out,
The
right?
time.
Big
The
time.
time.
It's a
It's
by
like
yourself
it's like, do
thing.
I do little by little and then wait a half hour, or do I just take a big fucking chunk
Let's
and hope for the
go.
best?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
so I never
yeah.
actually had them affect me after that. I would try
Yeah.
to take,
Really?
yeah, no, like nothing's ever happened.
That's something that like in terms of like timing and things like that, that's something that the reason I don't eat a lot of edibles, and if I do, I'll be like by myself
Yeah.
type thing. Like I would love to eat an edible when everyone's asleep and watch like a 14-year-old 15-year-old episode of Sopranos by myself, or listening to like a Tom Jones song. Like I just
Tom
like
Jones.
just want to like be by myself.
Yeah.
Because this is the reason that I don't smoke a lot of weed or eat a lot of edibles or anything like that, is because I am very guilty of, because I'm always talking, if I'm not talking, I become like this glowing orb of fucking conversation, which bothers me to no end.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is like, if I'm quiet for like 120 seconds, I will get, are you okay? Like everyone's like all of a sudden very
Because you're
interested.
always talking, and then they're
Uh-huh.
like,
And because I'm not,
Adam's mad.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People think I'm mad or something's wrong, something like that. I might just want to be sitting there. I
Yeah.
just want to sit there and I just want to be vibing.
and if you're high, as soon as everybody's like, "Are you all right?
Yeah,
Are you
the
okay?" You're like,
second-
"Am I?
if
Am
you
I
wa-
right?"
if you want to ruin my day,
Yeah.
you know, if I'm in an altered state,
Yeah.
in a, you know, an atmosphere that's appropriate, you know what I mean? And you're like, someone comes to me like, "Hey, Adam, are you okay?" Like that will completely fuck, because I won't think to myself, to answer your question, yes or no. The first thing that will happen is my brain will shift completely out of fifth gear,
Mhm.
throw it in first. The RPMs will go through the roof, like a big semi truck, and I'll be like, "Am I okay? Why are they asking me this?
Yeah. No.
Everything's
exactly.
fine. There's no kids
Mhm.
here.
Right.
Am I
We're-
acting
we're-
weird?
yeah.
I feel like I'm being weird now.
I wasn't saying a thing. Like I wasn't looking at. I wasn't even looking at anybody. I was
Yeah.
just staring at my foot, thinking about how cool that Prodigy song was from the '90s.
Yeah,
Like,
fire
well,
starter.
yeah, I'm just like, there's nothing worse you can do to somebody who's just chilling, especially if
Mhm.
they've declared a
I'll
major.
go beyond that.
Yeah, please.
Are you okay? Maybe one of the worst things you could say to anybody.
Anybody.
Have you ever been grumpy? You know,
Mhm.
you're like a little grumpy. You're just being
Yeah.
quiet because you're either hungry or tired.
Mhm.
And someone says, "Are you okay?" It's like
I hate it.
you're fucking throwing
Yeah.
gasoline on
Don't
the fire.
fucking call me out. All right.
Shut, I'm
Yeah, I
just
hate it.
being. Just let me be quiet. Like
Just
don't.
leave me alone.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Shut it. I know. Just say in a better words. Just be like, "You good, babe?" or something. You know.
Yeah.
Anything. Just those words is like,
Are you okay?
"Are you okay?" I'm gonna.
It
Flip.
makes you.
No.
It makes
Yeah.
me feel like I'm being a weirdo or
Yes,
something. It's like,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm okay.
And
Like,
when you're a dude, you're even more susceptible to feeling like you're a weirdo. It's like, well, no, my eyes were I was looking at my toes. Like,
yeah.
what are you talking about? Like, are you okay? Or what are you doing? Or
What's wrong? What's wrong?
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Fucking infuriate. What's wrong is that you're asking me a silly question.
You're asking me what's wrong, and now there actually is something wrong.
Yeah,
So
There's something wrong.
We're at our friend's pool party. It's the 4th of July. It's all adults here, and I'm trying to enjoy this Jolly Rancher that the hostess gave me.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the smoked ribs to come out. Let me be quiet for 20 fucking seconds. So yeah, that's why I'm not a get in public, like I would smoke or eat an edible with you guys, but with these off and
Oh,
these
yeah.
lights off. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
the second there's any type of onus of responsibility towards, I don't want any responsibility whatsoever if I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I wish I could smoke with you guys so bad.
I wish we could
I really
all
wish
smoke
we could all
together.
sit and smoke
But it's
together.
like-
That'd be a really good time.
like because we're all thinking about the best case scenario. Like we
Of
all
life.
to smoke and we have the best night. We fucking put videos on the TV and it's
that make
great.
us
Yes.
laugh.
You know what I
and
mean? It's
Listen
like,
to good music.
instead of
Yeah.
like you getting sick and then
Yeah.
I'll sit on the couch.
And Mike's
like
over here
this.
like, Adam, are you okay?
Are you okay?
What are you doing?
Mike, are you okay?
Yeah.
This is that song. This is the song that saved Sean and I. And
Not Rusted Root.
Rusted Root and this.
Okay.
And this. I'll play Rusted Root too a little bit. But like we would play this is a 7-minute song. We would play it off of LimeWire.
And it's Moby.
This is Moby.
I
It's
never
called-
listened to Moby.
Me neither. This is
Me
we
neither.
only know it because it's from the Heat soundtrack.
Okay.
Ah.
It's called God Moving Over the Face of the Waters. Epic, right?
So far.
Right. And it just builds and builds and builds.
Uh-huh.
But we download that off LimeWire. Sorry, cops. And we'd play it on like my Dell laptop, not even through like speakers, but just like the Dell laptop speakers. And I'd be laying on the bed and he was sitting in the chair and he'd start telling these stories like just out of nowhere and be like, I'm flying a biplane. I crash it into Walmart. The little person that works there's neck's completely broken. Like he'd just tell these insane stories, and I'd just be on the bed like rolling around laughing. So good.
Oh, some of the best laughs ever, though, when I've been high.
Oh,
Like,
my
literally.
God.
The laughing where you're not making noise,
Mhm.
where it's just
You can't breathe. It
it's just-
hurts.
You're just
like
you're
you're
pinched.
your face is wet. You're just
Uh-huh.
and like the next day you're like, what were you? That wasn't even that
That's not
funny.
even that funny.
But it'll always like if you're like say if like you and Jake or you and Kel, whoever,
Mhm.
forever between you two, the word that set you off that night will
Will always be
Even
your
if I'm
joke.
not
bond
high,
between
that-
you two.
That
Yeah.
will be funny.
But like if you tried to explain what was funny to Adam,
It's not
He'd be
funny
like-
to anybody. Like, what are you talking about?
Nah,
Yeah.
So-
It's all right. You weren't there.
you weren't there, baby. So that song to Sean and I is always that
That
song.
song makes you
Yeah.
laugh.
Forever and
Yeah.
like I'll just text him her neck was completely broken and he'll send me back like a huge oh man. But let me play Rusted Root for anyone listening that's not initiated. My sister had this in her beautifully kept like dealership clean Honda Civic manual transmission that she pushed. Beautiful car, tape deck only. She had a thing of singles. She had singles.
Singles.
She had Smashing Pumpkins 1979.
Solid album.
Just the single, single.
Oh, just the single.
She had Dave Matthews Band Crash.
Of course.
I mean, how could you not? The singles I think were like 99 cents. And she had
Think about the occasion of that, of like removing a
I
single.
had an
or cassette
Aqua
tape.
Barbie girl single.
That's what's up. And then she had Rusted Root Send Me on My Way, which was, I mean, I loved all her singles pretty much. Like they were all bangers, but this is just like, this shit is next level.
It reminds me of Matilda.
Matilda, which is
At
on
the end.
Netflix now.
Yeah.
And in the middle when she's like making pancakes and
Oh,
shit.
yeah. Yep. That's the beginning. But
It's like the beginning,
yeah.
middle-ish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're online, so we might get flagged. But when you're like in a deep pit of despair,
This will
song-
bring you out.
Oh, it's very happy.
I was
song.
just like had my eyes closed, imagining like the animals
Mama
from
say
Lion
Bibbidi
King
Yeah,
dancing
what does
around.
he say right there?
Mama
Bobbity say,
let's-
bobbity on.
Mama, let's say Biblion.
I looked up the lyrics once, and apparently he says, "You know what they say about the young." Wait, listen. No, he doesn't. He says,
Bobbity say, bobbity on.
he says, "Bobbity say, bobbity on."
I've always said
Bibbidi
mubbity say mubbity on.
That's what I say.
It's gibberish.
It's gibberish,
yeah.
and we know that much.
It's some fuck crunchy ass dude with like fucking Birkenstocks on.
So granola.
So good. I think Tammy saw them live, and it's like, what does Rusted Root play out of the I'm sure I would go nuts for Send Me on My Way.
Oh yeah, but I don't think I know any others.
album tracks. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Fuck. The seat sucks.
That's a creaky seat too. Every time you move, it creaks.
Yeah. I stopped sitting in the computer chair because like
You're
the,
spinny.
like the rocking. It's like hard
Yeah.
not-
Yeah.
I keep doing it here and there. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Tell your story about You were recently cutting a young man's hair. What
Oh,
is that? I love this.
I was cutting this young man's hair.
How young?
I work at a barber shop, if we didn't know. So I was cutting this young man. He was about probably like 13. He's in like 7th grade.
Yeah.
And we had Mr. Brightside by the Killers playing in there. And he goes, like, oh, like I really like your music choice. Like it's like 80s, 90s rock. Like I love it.
Old
And
school.
I was like, I didn't have the heart to correct him. I just was like, yeah, thanks.
Solid.
Like 80s, 90s rock. That song came out in 2006.
Right. But to a 13-year-old,
It
wasn't
seems
even
like
might as
alive.
well be
80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I was
oh,
like, let me
this-
put on some real 80s rock. and
Yeah.
this
it's
came out
totally-
when you were young.
Oh,
Ew.
I know. I was like, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to feel any older than I did. But I was like,
2000s much? Okay.
so like 13, when would you have been born?
That would have been a 1982 song for me. I'm gonna do like the long math.
Okay.
So that would have been the equivalent of me hearing a song
From 1982. And been like, oh,
1982.
this is, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
So wait,
So I guess it kinda
what's
makes sense.
13 years ago.
But what's 13 years ago?
2010.
2010.
This kid
He
was born in when I
20
graduated high school.
Me too. I also graduated 2010. He was born in 2010. God damn. And he's 13 getting his
Yeah.
hair cut
Uh-huh.
with his parents or by
His
himself?
mom.
Okay.
But he was
that's-
such like a little talker. Like he was a very like mature little
Oh.
like, or tried to be at least,
Good
like the
for
way that
him.
he talked. And I was
oh,
like, yeah.
nice music.
Do you,
very-
do you garden at all? He was asking me. Like I was like, no.
Do you garden?
That's cute.
Because he gardens with his mom.
Oh,
for him.
Yeah.
I love that.
He was a sweet boy.
He was
He
a
really
nice
was.
boy.
He really was. Yeah.
It's like I like. Is this the Bee Gees, BK?
And then when he sees
Whoa,
my
the
haircut,
Killers.
he's like, oh, like you did a really good job. Like he's like really like sweet about it. So
Did he get a cool haircut? Like
it was just a scissor cut all
Okay.
around, just like your typical little boy shaggy cut.
the the boys right now.
They've
the-
got that poof in the
The
front.
poof.
Like they do get it clippered on the sides some, but then they've got all of this that they push forward and then they just kind of go like this.
Yeah.
that's a real thing.
Oh,
I
it's
thought that was- I
so
thought that was
Have you
parody.
seen?
it's
No.
ugly.
I
It's-
hate it.
I don't
I
like
try
it.
not to like shit on young people's style because it's theirs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything to do with me, but I just think the boys look bad.
It looks bad and it gives you it gives you forehead acne.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
greasy
When you
greasy
have that
hair
greasy
up
ass
there.
hair, like yeah, that's like I remember when girls that I knew in like middle school would get those straight across bangs.
Mhm.
Their foreheads would be fucking covered in acne because
Ah.
it's just like greasy hair
They
Yeah.
on your
powder it
face.
over.
Yeah, so it's not cute.
Well, the chicks have to be driving that. I would assume the dudes wouldn't choose to be ridiculous, right?
If the girls didn't like it,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Maybe they like.
I
the-
guess they like it. I don't know,
I
but
don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
I just feel like they see other dudes doing it. It's like, and they wear basketball shorts and slides.
and slides with long crew socks
yes,
and yeah,
it's like a uniform.
yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
Oh.
Tough
get through
age,
it.
tough
We'll get
age.
through it.
I'll definitely tease. my
In 10
sons.
years, there'll be a new
Thing.
thing that
I
they
hope it
do.
looks better.
In
What
10
are-
years, my daughter will be
Oh my
10.
god,
11.
man, mine will.
You'll be talking her out
My
of
son
silly
will be
shit.
fucking 10, and I'll
Yeah.
be like, "What do you want this stupid haircut for?"
Yeah.
Well, don't you want to act like how I acted when I was a kid?
You don't want
Listen
the
to
same
this Russell
haircut I
Brute
had.
song.
You don't want a bowl cut until you're way too old and nobody else has it in school and you're the last man standing with a fucking bowl cut. You look like an idiot and everyone hates you. I'll never let my son know that I was a loser.
Dad was always cool.
what are do you know what like girls that age are doing now?
With their hair?
Yeah. I think
I feel like it's a lot of balayage. If you know what balayage is, it's like the.
I
it's-
don't.
It's like
I
a,
do, but explain for the listeners.
It's like a technique of highlights. Like back in the day, you would just get the stripes, like the
Yeah.
like they put foils in. It would just be stripy
bang,
highlights,
bang,
bang, bang, bang in a row.
I had the I would get a cap and
Frosted
then the
tips.
hook
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
That's
then the
frosted tips.
Yeah,
Mhm.
with my bowl cut.
Awesome.
Mm.
No girls. Anyway,
Yeah, balayage is like where they'll put like a board or something behind it and they're just like freehand painting it on so it looks more natural. And
Oh,
it, like
okay.
it's a blonding technique. I feel like a lot of girls do that. They curl their hair. I don't know about haircuts. Like there's not like a big
There's nothing
style.
like I see like the boys' haircut I see everywhere.
Mhm.
That I think because it's so ugly, it sticks out.
it sticks out. Yeah. For girls, it's like I feel like girls just look so much older than they should be looking these days, like makeup wise,
Yeah.
hair wise. Like I didn't know how to do my makeup until I was like, I would try,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't like, I looked like shit. And like, I didn't know how to like really do my makeup until even I was like out of high school. Like I still didn't.
Oh, really?
I was in high school. I would put on like, I would just put bronzer all over my, like powder bronzer all over my face,
Yeah.
some black eyeliner and some mascara. And my face didn't match my chest. It was like
a clear line.
like white down here and just tan face. It was so ugly. And then I finally learned how to like do it. I'd watch YouTube videos and stuff. Like learn how to
That's
like.
the key.
That's the key. And these kids are watching YouTube all
TikTok.
the time.
TikTok. Do they know how to? Everyone knows how to do it. Like,
They're wearing foundation and using beauty blenders and
They
doing their
also-
eyebrows
right,
and
yeah.
They also weren't putting sorry to interrupt, but they also weren't putting pictures of them. You weren't putting pictures of yourself on the internet
I was
at such a high rate. Not a high rate as now.
maybe not, but I feel like I took a lot of selfies.
You were a high poster.
In high
even
school?
in yeah, definitely in high school.
I like we were like
MySpace
Right at the
days.
edge
like,
of that thing.
just got out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the craziness of that took.
I got a
over.
MySpace in middle school. That's when MySpace
Oh,
like
shit.
blew. So it was
I
like
feel like
it was like
dust.
eighth grade and then like all of high school. Well, no, I think Facebook came around maybe like junior, senior year of high school. But I had like MySpace from like maybe like 8th grade to like 10th grade.
right.
And
And you were and like
I was posting selfies for sure.
yeah, you're cool.
Thanks. It'd be like PC for PC,
what does that mean?
picture comment for picture comment. Comment on my picture, I'll comment on your picture.
Oh, I
yeah.
love that. I love
And then
that.
there was
I
like
love that. I love
bulletin.
that.
There was like bulletins
The
you could
bulletin
post,
board.
and you would take surveys and like post them on your bulletin.
Yeah.
It would just be all these questions about you and like
I'm-
MySpace was fun.
I created a bulletin that I wanted to go viral,
yeah.
and it was like no cheating. Post the first 5 songs that come on your shuffle. On
Did it
your
go viral?
iPod. No.
Oh, that's a good one though.
Yeah, that's pretty good, right?
I think.
It, like write something about it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when you first got MySpace, the top 8 was decided for you.
Mhm.
And then the first instance of giving us the ability to
To
snipe
rank
at each other,
people.
to hurt people without touching them, was when you could decide your top 8.
Yeah, so like Mike would be my number 2
That was like,
out of
who's
the
your number 1?
3, and
Who's
he
your
knows
number
that
1?
BK, you would be number 1.
And then your number 1 would be like fucking a porno page because you're a freak.
Yeah. It
Top
was
I
like
can-
something odd too. It was like 8 or 6. or
8.
top
The
8.
top
Top
8.
8. Yeah. You could make it like a top 15 by the time I was like you could
Of
adjust
course you
it.
could.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go on my MySpace and see if I can see my top
It's
8.
still up.
If I Google MySpace Brittany Clements, my profile picture pops up.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I can't get into the site. So, you know.
Well, now
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well. It's a shame because I feel like there's so many good pictures on there that I would like to see, you know? But yeah, MySpace was fun. I would like do the coding and stuff
Yeah.
to like make my layout
When
like
someone clicks on your page, your background's like money flashing, or
Flying
something.
down, yeah.
Yes.
the MySpace songs and
MySpace
like
songs were huge. I had a lot of Chiodos and a lot
yes,
of
lots of Chiodos.
Chiodos was fucking huge back then for MySpace.
I was that was my yeah, definitely my scene phase, my emo scene phase.
Yeah, and
I
yeah.
definitely took pictures in my MySpace era of me with the bangs across my forehead, a little like bow clip, and I would do like the like rawr,
the claw.
like yeah,
Kind
Kinda cringy.
I mean, we're all
we all did stupid shit.
So I recently found a bunch of 8mm tapes, and I fucking bought a charger for the camera that I could play them on,
Yeah.
and there's some videos of when I was like in high school. There's some we got to talk about with Warren, but there's some more later when like I was like, well, my hockey team was over my house and stuff.
Yeah.
I played it. I heard my voice and the way I was taught, like I immediately shut it off. It was like that.
everybody hates the sound of that voice.
but and like just the way I was acting and stuff. It was
Uh-huh.
like that time in my life, like because I used to be like, damn, I have all these videos I lost. But now that I found some of them, I'm
glad
like,
you lost them?
Thank God they're lost.
they need to be lost.
Yeah.
Like I read Jeanette McCurdy's book. I'm
Mhm.
glad my mom died. It's a very
Mhm.
good book, but there's a point in it where she says like the middle school like your fucking awkward age is supposed to
I don't need to see that.
you're supposed to go through so much and then it's gone. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You come out on the other end and it's like maybe you have like some pictures and stuff, but it's like like she lived it all on fucking TV. But
and
even
it's
like
never gonna go away.
never gonna go away. But like seeing that fucking seconds of that video, like I felt what she meant. Was like, if this was like, if people could see me at this point, like if that was what they saw me, it was just like instantly. Well, some things are best left
Buried.
Unseen.
in the
Yes.
past.
Yeah.
In the past. I don't
Definitely.
need to hear how funny I thought I was at that point.
Oh my
You
God.
know what I mean? A fucking idiot. Anyway, it is 4:20. Oh, can you please? This is something I don't know about, but it's all over Twitter. And so first tell me what Love is Blind is, then tell me what the Love is Blind reunion is.
Okay.
Please.
All right. So Love is Blind. If you've never seen it, it's a reality show. There's 4 seasons now. They just got
Okay.
done the 4th season. There's a bunch of girls who live in one apartment section and guys who live in another apartment section. And then they'll go on blind dates in pods where you can't see each other. There's a wall between you two, and you're going on all these dates with all these different people.
The whole date is like
The whole date is
how does that
you're in a
work?
pod by yourself. You've
So
got
you
a
could
couch.
talk.
Yeah, you got a couch. You could bring in whatever. You could even like say you wanted to like play a game with the person. Like you've been on a couple dates, you want to play a game. You can ask the producers and stuff to like, all right, put like these game
Put a Scrabble
cards.
board in there.
Like
Okay.
like we'll do like conversation cards,
Okay,
stuff like that.
yeah.
But they can't see each other.
Yeah.
And the goal is for you to fall in love and get proposed to. Like the guy will propose to the girl through a wall. Never seen her
Not seeing him
before.
at all.
It's been a few weeks.
Okay.
And they propose. And then
Okay.
if you get proposed to, if you propose to somebody, you then meet, like the doors open, you see each other, you walk to each other, and you're like, all right, this is it. They
Let's
get
make
down on
out.
one knee, put the
Yeah.
ring on. They do make out usually.
Yeah.
By then.
By then, and then they go on like a little honeymoon phase. Like not everybody gets engaged in the show. There's only like from the beginning, there's probably like 15 girls, 15 guys.
Yeah.
There's probably like 4 or 5 couples that actually end up getting engaged.
That's
go-
still pretty good.
Yeah, it is. They go on a honeymoon. They all go to like Mexico and like live out this little honeymoon with each other, see how it is to like sleep in the same bed with each other and like be with each other.
Are they generally good looking people?
I'm
That's
sure
the
they're
thing.
all hot.
That's the
right?
thing.
Everybody's hot.
Jake was like, they need to make this show where there are some fucking butt ugly people on here and see if is love really blind? Like,
Yeah,
do you
how
actually
intimate.
still love this person and
Right.
they are fucking ugly
Because
looking?
if you know, no
Yeah.
matter what, a
It's-
fucking model's gonna walk
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna say yes, yeah, I'll play
so
Scrabble.
they're all, I wouldn't say they're all model status, but they're all like generically good looking.
7.5.
Like you're not gonna be like, yikes.
No one's busted.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then after their honeymoon, then they go home and live in an apartment together in their hometowns. They meet each other's families. The weddings,
This
I
is
don't-
all
I don't-
documented.
it's documented. And then I forget the time span between when they get engaged to the weddings, but they have a wedding. The end is there's weddings, and at the altar you
Oh,
can
shit.
you
so
can
it doesn't
send-
end at proposal.
no. It
Oh.
ends.
They see it
The last
through.
episode is like all of their weddings, and at the altar is when you decide, do you want to marry this person or not?
Oh, no, no.
So
that's
sometimes-
gross.
Oh.
Sometimes one of them will be like, yes, I do, and then the other person's like, I don't. In front of their entire family. It's a real wedding. Their whole family's there.
No.
So there's been a few of those. There was only one of those this season. Everybody else got married. One couple actually broke it off before they got to the altar. They just
Okay.
were like,
Who walks away more, the man or the woman? Who's more likely to
The
walk
man.
away? The man.
Yeah.
The man
Yeah.
walks away
The
more.
man, the man can
Yeah.
always thinks he could do better.
Mhm.
And he's
Yeah.
always
Oh, I would have thought it would have been the woman for sure.
no, definitely the man. It's crazy. But so
Gross.
they just had a reunion for this one And
Hey, I still not marrying you, like that
Yeah.
kind of.
so it's like all the couples who did get married. There were 3 couples who got married. They're all still happily married on the reunion. Blah blah blah. And then there was like I said, one of the couples broke up before the altar.
But what happened?
Yeah.
What happened with this reunion? Because the first, like, I hear people talk about.
So
Love
the
is
reunion
Blind.
was supposed to be live. And okay, this is one issue that we had with the reunion.
But I hear like people are, you would include it
about
many
the host.
people. No,
We'll get there.
No. Many people I care about, you and Richie and other people
Yeah.
were like going off like, what the fuck's going on? And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
It was supposed to be live this past Sunday at 8 p.m.
Okay.
I don't think Netflix has ever done like a live stream of a show.
Oh, it was supposed to be
before.
live on
Live
Netflix.
on Netflix.
Okay.
So this show is on Netflix. So this is supposed to be live stream on Netflix, 8 p.m. Of course, everybody watches Love is Blind. It's going to be a fucking huge stream.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're having technical difficulties. You either can't get into the stream, it's just like loading on 50%, or it's kicking you right off. Or I was on a screen that was saying like, oh, we're having technical difficulties. Like it'll be up soon. It was like 2 hours late.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
That's insane.
I turned it off.
Botched it.
Yeah.
Netflix, you fucked up.
It was
Bravo
so
wouldn't
fucked
do
up.
that.
No, I know.
Bravo's going to be on at 8:30.
I pay $15 a month for you to fuck up that badly? Like
On one thing.
Netflix, you have everything, and you can't.
Yeah.
Like, we asked you to do one thing live.
And I
They
feel
weren't
like
running a pay-per-view.
I
It's
know.
one thing.
I know. So
Is there any booze in that bag?
I had turned it off because I couldn't fucking stare at a screen like that for 2 hours. So I turned it off, went and did whatever, came back to
It
it
was a
later.
weeknight too, right?
It was Sunday. So basically.
Yeah.
But
Can
I don't work on
Can I
Mondays.
drink some of
So
that?
Yeah, help it. Take it.
so yeah,
I don't
so
want to throw it. Thanks, weekend.
so yeah, I came back to it when it finally had started. It was like midway through. So I started, you could start it from the beginning. So I started from the beginning and I was able to like pause, fast forward, whatever. So I did end up watching it that night. The
2
host
hours. Though.
2 hours late. Are you fucking kidding me? So I had to go on Twitter and see like, is everybody else having the same issue that I am? And Twitter is going fucking nuts.
Spoilers going off.
Going nuts. And I was like, all right, thank God it's not just me.
Nuclear.
There's so many memes about it too,
Yeah.
that if you watch Love is Blind are fucking hilarious. But anyway, the other big thing that Twitter's going crazy about right now with that whole reunion is the host. I don't know if you guys know Nick Lachey from
Yes, of course.
98 Degrees. Him and his wife, Vanessa Lachey, host this show.
Oh,
Vanessa
host.
Lachey, I don't know what her previous last name was, but she used to be like a TRL like gal.
Lady.
Okay.
So Nick Lachey is fine. She doesn't even let him get a word in half the time. I've never seen her be this terrible in any other reunion, but this reunion, she was just awful, defending all the wrong people. There were like multiple villains, as they put it, on this show. Like there was a girl who like got proposed to by this guy and was just, I guess she didn't like him immediately when she saw him. You could tell. They went on the honeymoon together. She was so fucking mean to him, like treating him like shit. He would try to talk to her. She would put a pillow over her face and be like, oh my fucking God, like shut up. Like,
What the fuck?
they ended up ending it before they even went, like after the honeymoon, they were like, we shouldn't go home together.
Yeah,
like, we're not doing this.
obviously.
And then yeah, they're like brushing their teeth and they're like, yeah, this has been the fucking worst week of my life. Like I can't stand being in bed with you. But anyway, that girl was an absolute bitch to everybody. There was like a few people who were just terrible on the show. And she was just Vanessa Manillo.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I think she would host like spring breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she was like defending those people. The one girl who broke up with the guy before the altar ended up getting with another guy that she was seeing in the pods. It was between those two guys, and she left him pretty much for this other guy, Josh. He's a fucking douchebag. And she treated this guy Marshall that she was engaged to in the show like shit, and would call him soft and like gay. Like I'm getting vibes. Like I would text her friends and be like, I'm getting vibes. Like I feel like he's gay. Like he's too soft. And she would like tell him like, I feel like you need to be more aggressive. Like blah blah blah. Anyway, she was terrible. She interviewed Vanessa. Fuck her. Her name is Jackie. Fuck her.
Jackie's a bitch. We love Josh.
We don't love Josh. We love Marshall.
Marshall's a nice guy.
Marshall's a nice guy and he deserves the world. Okay. So Vanessa was just being such a dick to Marshall, like, but like interviewed Jackie, who didn't show up, of course, because she's a little bitch. She got interviewed from home with her new
Scared,
boy,
scared,
Josh.
Cowardly.
And Vanessa was like interviewing them, and she's like, "Oh, like so great, like yeah, blah, blah, blah." And then interviewed Marshall, and she's like, "Oh, like, did you ever consider like how Jackie might feel? Like just defending all the wrong people on this show, asking everybody like, when are we gonna get the first Love Is Blind baby? Like, must have asked it like 15 times. Like, when are you gonna have a baby? Are you gonna have a baby? We want to see the first Love Is Blind baby. Like, I feel like everybody knows that that's not socially acceptable to do.
You don't ask. You would think so.
Yeah.
It's
You-
2023.
you don't
There's
ask
been
people-
100 years of internet saying don't ask people
Yeah,
that.
even one of the cast members was like, "Wow, you're like really pushing this baby thing.
What are
Like,
you, a
this is kind of
fucking
weird."
psycho? Why do you care?
And she just kept interrupting people, being like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt," but like with to put her own like 2 cents in things. Like, I don't mean to interrupt, but like you are fucking interrupting.
Is Nick
So
like this whole time like?
it seems like he's literally just sitting there like, okay. And she just awful.
Sucks. She sucks.
She sucks. So if you guys want to watch that, it's a shit show. Wasn't worth the wait.
No,
not with that.
Wasn't worth the 2-hour wait.
Like, you go to a reunion, right? Because, like you said, the show's on.
Mhm.
There's pretty much a consensus of who's good
Mhm.
and who's bad,
Mhm.
and you go to see the reunion to see everyone say "fuck you" to the
To the
bad people.
and
That's-
that did not happen.
that sucks.
One of the worst people. Her name's Irina.
Ugh.
She was the girl who broke up with the guy before they even went home and was like, "This has been fucking awful." Like,
Yeah, bye.
so she was just awful. And she showed up though. Like, she still showed her face at the reunion and tried to like say that she was sorry. And everybody was kind of like, okay, but like you were really awful the whole time. you would expect Vanessa to be like calling her out on her. She was calling all the nice people out on stuff that wasn't even like trying to pull up drama out of nowhere. But then all these fucking terrible people, she would just let them slide and kissing their asses and just be like, okay, well, thank you for saying whatever. Like, I don't know. She just should have called these people out on their shit, and she did not. She just didn't do a good job. And there's actually a petition that people are signing for her to not do it again. Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, there should also Netflix fix your shit.
Yeah,
Don't be
2 hours
Please.
away. That's
Too.
ridiculous.
Or just we don't need it to be live. Just
put it
take the
out.
shit and
Yeah,
put it out.
it never needed to be live.
No, if it's gonna be that much of an issue, like just fucking do it
And most
like you
of the,
normally would.
and most of the Netflix crowd isn't like a pay-per-view type.
Right.
It's
You know
on
what I mean?
Netflix. I'll watch
Exactly.
it when I
I'll watch it on
Right.
Netflix.
Yeah,
Right, but
Yeah, that was a shitty decision by them.
definitely.
I definitely get most of my reality show ingestion is through you and through Richie
Richie.
on
He's a big
Twitter.
reality show guy.
Yeah. And I do miss it because it was something I used to do with my sister a lot. I mean, I used to watch, like, I would remember watching like Road Rules. I know Road Rules and Real World, like Real World Boston, like when like, and in Real World Boston, it was like there was like serious ass shit. Like one of the girls' friends killed himself.
Oh
and
my
shit,
God.
and was like,
Yeah, there was one season of The Real World where the guy came out as gay and he had AIDS.
he had AIDS.
died.
He died.
Mhm.
Not. He was like on the show, like going to speak to youth groups. And stuff.
I loved
Be
The
like,
Real World.
I'm not going to be around in a year. I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm
I'm
going
dying.
to, I'm literally going to be dead.
I'm glad he
That
got to
was
be on
San
The Real World.
Francisco. That was a very good season. That was with Puck, who's a fucking
Puck.
maniac.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was, I love.
I'm trying to see who the cast of Boston was.
Boston. There was a redheaded woman. That's whose friend died. She would smoke cigars. One time her boyfriend was yelling at her and called her a whore on the phone. There was a gay girl and she was with the black girl and they were in a school with young kids.
I don't
And
know any of these guys.
one of the kids was like, I don't like gay people. And then the black girl was like, why would you say that? And then like did this like really serious talk to this girl to show her why it was Real World used to be like like it used to be
World?
serious.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then it would turn into like they say like I don't know which came first, Hawaii or Vegas, but like the consensus is like Vegas was when it got just insane. Like the point of the show
Cinematic.
now is everyone to just get insanely
up and get
fucked
fucked
up and
up and-
fuck
yeah.
and fight and stuff.
Yeah.
And Hawaii, like I remember
I watched Vegas recently, actually. It's
the
on.
Vegas 1, the first Vegas.
Is that the? I'm gonna look up the cast. Go ahead. though.
Rochelle?
Yes, Rochelle was. Do your thing, girl.
Rochelle did her own thing.
Yeah.
But that was an insane. But I remember like Hawaii Tech was like naked on episode 1, jumping in the pool. And
Really?
Stuff. Yeah. But
Oh, Trishelle.
it's Trishelle.
Trishelle.
Sorry, I didn't
This-
remember that Trishelle. That's not a real name.
This chick, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Trishelle. Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're
Still great TV though.
is it still going? Oh
No, but
watching
like
the old
even when it got
episodes?
to the point where I was like, we just want to get fucked up and fucking fight. Like I still watched it. I still loved it.
Oh yeah. I mean at that I'm talking I obviously watched it,
Yeah,
but
but it was definitely different beforehand.
I was a kid when it was serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like a teenager, almost the age of the people getting fucked up and fighting. And now those people would think I'm their grandfather. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It happened so fast. Like,
yeah.
I forever I was too like because there's an age bracket where they cast from,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and forever I was like too
Too
young
young,
for it.
And then you just skated
And
right
then it's
through.
like, oh,
All
where
of a
did
sudden,
that
I'm
go?
too
It
old.
was like back there.
By a lot.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched the Bad Girls Club?
I've seen clips.
I've been actually rewatching that recently. I used to watch it all the time.
Is there a point to that other than them just getting in fights and stuff?
No, they just-
the most insane people possible.
Mhm.
I remember.
They just party and get home and fight
Fight
about
each
nothing
other.
and literally beat the shit out of each other. But if you, I don't know where they draw the line, to be honest, because sometimes they'll let them fight and then sometimes they'll send one of the girls home because they like, oh, that one punch was a little too harsh. It's like, and they'll send the girl home. So
there's one clip that used to always be on Vine of there's like a heavy set black woman with
and she's banging
pants-
pots and pans.
and she's singing like I ain't
getting
got sleep because of y'all. Y'all
ain't
not gonna
get
sleep because of me. And she's banging these-
I just watched that season recently. She became the host of the reunions
Oh,
eventually
nice.
because she was such a good character.
That's what's up.
I forget her name though.
Oh, folks, we did it. It's 4:20 and we gave you 2 hours. What more do you want from us?
Are we two in?
We are 2
Almost
in.
9.
Is it really?
I got
Yeah.
a piece
Oh.
so bad.
Oh, me too.
So we're gonna end the show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you guys for being so forthcoming with your personal stories of your lives.
It's been a very personal episode.
Hasn't it?
It's been
We got
fun.
closer.
It's been fun.
We did.
Love
We
you
had
guys.
a great meal.
Love you guys.
Warren, you fucked up. No. We love Warren. He'll be back. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen next month because I am having a kid next month,
Yeah.
which is very exciting. But thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being active in the chat. We love y'all and we wish you the best. And we'll see you in May somehow.
We'll see you when we see you,
we'll
guys.
see
We
you.
love you.
I'll
Yeah,
host.
Yeah, I'll set everything up. They could just come down and do it. And we love you. Wish you the best. We'll see you soon. Bye.
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 And